Yes.
Yay, 3 galaxies. All right.
Woo.
Woohoo!
So we're deciding what we want to do next.
Mm-hmm.
So we're at Noble. We're at Noble City, and we want to go back to Frontier. So, guys, do we want to try to pick up something just to make some pocket change?
Just because you've asked me to do this, did you remember to take down the picture?
Take down the. Oh yeah, I did. I took down
Okay.
my "I don't know what I'm doing" picture.
Okay.
Thank goodness. I'm like in game. I'm like, what fucking picture is he talking about? But
Sorry.
I'm eager to get back to Frontier Station, load up with weapons, and kill some pirates. Honestly,
Yeah.
but we gotta talk to Snipe, regardless, right? So we could all go talk to Snipe, or half of us could go talk to Snipe, and the other half can look for some sort of lucrative opportunity back onto Frontier. What would you guys prefer?
I'll go with you to Snipe.
Okay.
Well, how would you like to gather the information from Snipe? Just talk to him
A
normally,
deal's a
or
deal. Yeah, just talk to him normally.
okay?
Yeah.
Then yeah, I guess I will try and find a new thing for us to transport.
Okay. The alternative is that, yeah, I'm sure. No, never mind. Never mind. Like, I don't have to go talk to Snipe. Um, let's just, okay. How about we just split up? So, Talavac and Xavier are gonna go talk to Snipe. Isaac is going to hunt down and try to find some sort of simple opportunity for us to send something back to Frontier.
Mhm.
And where does Lucas want to go?
Um, Finding interesting and lucrative things seems like something that Lucas would be generally interested in.
Sweet. Isaac and Lucas are gonna ride off and find us some great financial opportunities while Talavac and Xavier finish things up with our good friend Snipe. And by good
Okay.
friend, I mean the guy that we manipulated into leaving
Manipulated,
Frontier.
sort of
And
blackmailed, kind of.
not really. It was for his best interest, honestly. It was all. This was all for his best interest.
Yeah,
We got a stealth drive.
yeah, we did.
Okay. Anywho, what do we want to do first? What scene do we want to do first? I'm talking like I'm the fucking GM. Maybe I should just shut up. I'm
Squee.
sorry. It's my goddamn inclination for
Hey,
focus and
hey, hey,
organization.
hey! I take a laid back approach. As long as you guys remember who's God, I don't mind if you guys take the wheel once in a while.
Okay.
I honestly don't mind.
Uh, let's do the one with talking to Snipe.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Sounds.
All right. So you wouldn't have too much trouble finding Snipe. Noble City is not that large, and Snipe is not that hard to miss. Um, he is set up in well, when you find him, he's directing some uh what would appear to be hired help in moving the last of the equipment off of your ship into a newly acquired storefront. It's fairly small compared to what he had before, and it is in the lower section of the station. But it is nonetheless a storefront. And as you approach, he is standing outside the front of the store, basically saying, "No, no, not like that. You'll damage it."
Is his back to us?
Yes.
Go over to him and just tap him on the shoulder.
He jumps and goes, "Ah!" and turns around. "Oh, don't do that."
Sorry, you looked a little focused. Our bad.
Well, um, I found a store, he says, bringing, like, raising his eyebrows. Not, he sounds a bit awkward, as if he's making small talk, not sure what to say.
Sure. That's okay. Xavier excels at small talk. He pretty much excels at talk. Period. He says, "Oh yeah, I can see that. It looks really nice, really clean, a really good place for a new start, far away from any prying eyes. That's actually why we're here. just to kind of finish up our business and allow you to continue on with your enterprise. So there was mention of your old partners, the thieving, piratey types. So all we need is just names and locations, and we'll head out of here. And next time you'll see us, we'll probably have a bunch of goods for your benefit.
Snipe kind of rubs his hands together like he's dry washing his hands, and he says, "Yes, of course. It's definitely in my best interest either way. Before we do that, though, perhaps we should," and he looks at the hired help, "go somewhere a bit more private."
Sure, not a problem. Private works. Did you have a place that you've rented yet here in Noble City?
Well, not exactly.
Okay.
For the time being, I'm going to be staying in the store, just until business gets going.
Gotcha.
You know.
Mm-hmm. Okay, no, let's see. Private, and Xavier will turn to Talvac. You see any nooks and crannies that we can just scoot off to real quick, away from prying eyes and ears?
I'm looking now.
Okay.
Yeah. You could look around, and you're towards the top of the station. Believe it or not, contrary to many places, the station seems to get the shoddier, less rich areas are towards the top of the station, where the wind and the weather can have a higher effect on things, with the exception of the corporate office, of course. About 200 paces to your right, there is a door that would actually lead out onto the outer platform of, basically to the outside of the station.
Okay.
Other than that, there's a couple of other storefronts and not much else in this area.
All right, Xavier.
Mm-hmm.
We got a spot we could be right over there. Then I just point to the area that's
That was described?
yeah. Yes, exactly.
All right, give it once over, say, good as any. It's not like we're talking about trade secrets, right? It's all just for the sake of comfort. And Xavier gives a bit of a smile. Well, come on, Snipe.
I'm gonna go first and just check it out, make sure it's okay, and then open it up.
Sure.
Okay. It opens as you approach. It looks like not a main hatchway, but a commonly used hatchway for shopkeepers. It's where they go whenever they need to exit to the outside to do whatever business they feel needs done. The first thing you notice when you step outside is that it is incredibly windy. Not windy enough to be a danger of pushing you, but imagine walking out on a very breezy, windy day.
Okay.
Well, you don't have hair, but your clothes get ruffled. You can hear the howl of the wind in your ears, and Snipe nods and he says, "First, it might be good for us to solidify the terms of, not the terms of our deal, but how best to go about business. In my line of work, you see, it's nice and necessary, even, to have some notice when you're coming. Generally, the way I like to operate is if you have goods for me to look at, contact me. Tell me when you're coming, and I will find time to meet you and examine the goods. I don't like being surprised."
Sure, not a problem.
Good. And since we are such good friends, as we agreed upon, 8% off of anything
We
from
didn't
mine.
agree on 8, you slippery guy. We agreed on 10. But you know what? I'm not upset. I'd probably do the same thing on your end, but we agreed to 10. You're nice nice try. This is not too bad. I tip my hat to you.
Snipe wrings his hands and stares at you confused and says, "Oh, you're joking. Okay. No, it was 8% in first pick of anything special that I come across, but you're good.
Thank you.
But yes, to the other business. the pirates.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you what I can. Obviously, they are secretive, even to me, but I don't like going into business with people of that sort without following and finding out what I can about them. I
Mm-hmm.
know that they operate out of a small nebula about 10 light years away from Frontier Station. It's very dense, and the gases and electrical fields within it prey havoc on sensors. Perfect place for pirates to hide out.
Okay.
I can't tell you exactly where in the nebula they are because I had no means of entering the nebula myself. But it is not a large nebula. If you look for them, you will find them.
So, what kind of ships do they have? What are the numbers like?
He shrugs apologetically and says, "The only ship that I know for sure is the one that you've already seen. It's fast, heavily armed, but I can tell you this. The type of merchandise they brought to me were from ships too big for just one ship to take down."
Snipe, we had a good little joke over the 8%, 10% thing. But now I'm actually getting a little upset. We're expected to go after these pirates with this very limited information, and this is just after you said you would have been a bad business person for not doing some following up and learning about them. You have no idea what their numbers are. You have no idea what ships they have. You're just sticking us in a vague direction of a dangerous nebula and saying good luck. I think you want us to die to finish things off. So if you don't
Sni-
want that, then I suggest you disclose as much information as you can.
Snipe holds up his hands and kind of shrinks back a little bit and says, "No, please, believe me. You've done me a great favor. I don't want you to die. I am telling you everything I know. They're pirates. They're not exactly in the habit of giving me their home address. I followed as much as I can. I don't know where they are in the nebula. I don't know what their numbers are. But I am not ungrateful to you. I might have something to help you find them." He kind of shuffles his feet a little bit and he says, "I have some miniature satellites. They're not anything fancy, but you can drop them off and they will gather data over the course of time and beam it directly to whatever ship you request. They can scan areas and run surveillance, and they're too small to be picked up by any scanners. It would help, but I swear to you, my friend, I don't know anything more than what I'm telling you."
Probes. You're offering us probes.
He nods.
Free of charge?
"Yes, of course, free of charge. Consider it my apologies for not being able to help as much as you had hoped."
As much as you promised us. In addition to getting you off a Frontier Station when the heat was really on. Xavier will look over to Talavac and he'll say, "Is this enough? Are you happy?"
I'll look over the side. That's a long way down.
It is a very long way down.
Very
In fact,
long
it
way
keeps
down.
going because it's a gas planet. But
Yeah.
tell you what, there's no need for us to spoil our relationship. But, of course, this goes without saying, we thank you for your offer of these probes. We accept them happily, and we hope that it will be the beginnings of a very friendly and mutually beneficial relationship. If, however, my suspicions are true, and we do walk into a trap and we interrogate these pirates and we find out more nasty doings or that you actually knew more than you said you did, then we can forget about a friendly relationship and move on to a more dangerous one. So as long as you're willing to accept that consequence, we're willing to leave here still as friends.
Snipe nods emphatically. Yes, I swear to you, that is all I know.
All right.
Because we will be back, and you
course.
won't like us.
Well, he won't like us if it was a trap, of course, right? But we will be back, obviously. I mean, how are we going to start a business relationship without any sort of contact, right? So, best of luck to you, Snipe, on your new enterprise and your new lease on freedom and life. And hopefully we'll see you soon. Hopefully with some, ironically, some spare parts that will probably blast off those pirates who were your previous suppliers. It's funny how the universe works, right?
I'm
Snipe,
eyeing
Oh, go ahead.
the whole time. I'm just eyeing Snipe right in the eyes, not even moving.
Snipe looks basically back and forth between you two nervously, and he nods and he says, in time, you will see that I was being honest.
I look forward to that. Feel free to have one of your men here, one of the guys, one of the laborers that you had hired here, send these probes to our ship, and we'll be on our way. Best of luck, Snipe. And giving a smile, I'll offer my hand forward to shake the hand of the Wolfen. Or, even better, perhaps I'll use my trade, trade 6? No, trade 3 Wolfen base language, because it's not only just language but also culture, so physical gestures, whatever is customary farewell for a Wolfen.
Okay. His eyes would widen a bit in surprise instead of fear. And he would nod again slowly and shake your hand. And when he shakes your hand, he says, "You once told me that I was lucky to meet you because you honor your deals. I'll be honest with you. It's not exactly a practice that I am familiar with, but I'm willing to start."
Wonderful. You can screw as many other people as you want, just don't screw us over, that's all. And I promise you the same.
He nods and he kind of grips your hand a little tighter and says, "Perrin would have... He is not gentle to people like me.
Did you say
did me a
Perrin?
great I'm sorry. God darn it.
Ah.
Paw. I know.
That's okay.
All right. Restart.
Sure.
He, Paw is not gentle to people like me. You did me a great favor. I will not forget it."
Wonderful. All right. And that's it for me.
Oh, just to end it though, when you walk away, you have to get me because I'm still staring at him.
Oh, okay. Thanks for the heads up. I'll kind of give you a bit of a nudge. Talavac, we can probably split.
You'll notice, Talavac, that well, you would know this by now. Wolfen, much like dogs, they don't sweat. But you do hear him quietly panting.
Hey,
And I just look over the side, then look back at him, and then I kind of back off, and then follow Xavier back.
on our way back to the ship, Xavier will say to Talavac, when we first agreed on this partnership, I pitched you a really big possibility for lucrative opportunities and for you to really be at your, what you really enjoy to do, frankly. I can just stay by this ship, supervise these probes being delivered, right? Follow up with Hart and wait for the other guys to come on by. If you want to, since we're going to be leaving Noble Station pretty soon, if you, I don't know, happen to come across something on the ground or in the air that you had to pluck up, I say go out and enjoy the last few hours of Noble Station as you wish. And then I'll give a knowing wink to the lizard man.
I'm really not much of a people person, Xavier.
Oh, I don't really care about people. I care more about their things.
Well, I'll see what I can scrounge up.
See what you can scrounge up. Why not? Like I said, enjoy yourself. Just don't get caught. Oh God, I don't want to bust you out.
I'll try not to. And I put my hand on your shoulder and just go, I'll be all right.
Yeah, of course. Like I said, when we first met, you took that crit stick from me. I didn't even feel it, and I was expecting it. So, you got the skill.
I appreciate it. And
Okay.
I'll catch up with you a little later on.
You betcha.
All
So
right.
yeah, Xavier's gonna hang by the ship, wait for probes and wait for friends. But I'm done for now.
Okay. Then why don't we move on to Isaac and Lucas? Were you guys together?
Yes,
Okay.
I do believe so.
How are you planning on going about hunting some pocket change down?
Well, essentially, the biggest export is gas of this place. But I am specifically looking for something that would either be of interest to Hart, or something that is somewhat common on the station.
Okay.
The something that you would think would be needed on the station, like ice or something like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Paper airplanes. Fuck, I don't know.
All right. You said you were looking for something that might be an interest to Hart.
Mm-hmm. Because she is a vendor.
Right. Did you have any ideas what you're looking for? Did you want to go ask? I mean, how do you want to?
Oh, I'll ask her. I'll
Okay.
ask her and offer for her to come along.
Okay. You would find her in the engine room, covered in grease and overalls. Not particularly in that order. Just saying. She would happily stand up and say, "Oh, well, I don't know if there's much here that would personally interest me, but you never know. We could always go take a look.
Yeah.
But things that the station would need. Well, noble gas. I mean, everyone needs it. Neon signs and all. Oh, you might see if they have any gerbils."
Gerbils.
She nods.
Do you mean gerbils?
What? What's a gerbil?
Something from Earth. Never mind. Would you like to come with us, or would you like to stay here and keep working on the ship?
Boy, would I. And she puts down the wrench and straightens out her pigtails, which basically just gets grease in them. And says, and then like kind of clasps her hands in front of her and starts kind of rocking back and forth on her feet and says, "So, where to?"
You know what, Lucas? Where would you like to go first?
Lucas has been minorly groaning with his head up in the air, and then realizes he's been talking to. Goes, yes, we should go where we buy places in this place to get gas gerbils, and we can then get all of the money.
All right, so we will go there first.
While you're talking to Lucas, you notice that Hart has started picking at some wires and mumbling to herself, No, I've got to strip these down this way."
You know what? Are you sure you want to come with us, Hart?
What? Yes? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry, I get distracted easily.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go, guys.
All right. First things first, roll me a D100.
Okay.
You all die.
43.
Okay. You guys go shopping, more or less. You don't find anything that particularly piques Heart's interest as far as mechanical parts or things go. And she explains that on a mining station meant for mining gas, you're not going to find a lot of experimental or nothing she hasn't seen or taken apart a million times before. Um, but you do in your time there, you find two opportunities.
Okay.
One is very straightforward. There is a noble gas merchant who normally contracts with a freight runner that runs between here and Frontier Station. However, the freight runner, for whatever reason, has not shown up in the past 2 weeks, which in this region of space could be anything from the flu to pirates to what anything. And he is running a bit behind on his shipments. He is offering to pay you the same contract pay that he would normally pay his freight shipper, which is if you were to fill the cargo hold, the 100 tons, I believe, is what your ship can carry.
Yes.
With containers of noble gas.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, he would pay you 100,000 credits.
It's not bad. What's the other opportunity?
The other opportunity, and Hart sniffs this out, is there is a shop. In fact, let's we're gonna roleplay this one.
All right.
So you guys are walking along, and Hart suddenly sees something, jumps up and down once or twice, grabs both of your hands, and starts dragging you towards a store, where at the top is in bright red letters, gerbils.
Okay.
What the fuck's a gerbil?
Describe these creatures to me.
She goes, "Oh, they are the most adorable things. Come on, come on." And she drags you into the store, and the second the door opens, you start hearing everywhere. Little high-pitched cross between squeaks and chirps. And you enter the store, which is very brightly lit, and you see cages. And in these cages are very small creatures. They're a dark green color. They have smooth skin, a very long tail, and I mean the tail is about twice as long as their body and very flexible. They have they walk on four legs, but they some of them appear to stand up on their hind legs quite a bit. Their face is almost mouse-like. They have mouse ears, but they don't have any whiskers, and they don't have any nose as far as you can see. And they have 3 black eyes in a row on top of their face instead of 2. And they are all making this high-pitched, squeaking chirp sound.
Isaac is horrified. Lucas, would you like to say anything?
Is this out of character?
No, this is in character.
In character, would you like to say anything?
No, out of character, would you like to say anything?
You make up your mind.
Out
My
of
mind is
character,
made up
he's asking
right
you
now.
if you would like to say anything in character.
Yes.
Does Lucas have anything to say?
Lucas doesn't say much, but he seems to not be in his. He seems to be just kind of groaning a lot while he's been with you, in different ways. But at the moment, he seems actually quite content at the moment.
Not noticing Isaac's horror, Hart, still dragging you guys along behind her, starts explaining. Gerbils are used in a lot of space stations, especially Frontier Space Station, for waste recyclement. Basically, they eat garbage, for lack of a better term. And they are wonderful, amazing little creatures. Their body chemistry is I don't know, I'm not a botanist or whatever they're called, but they help cycle the water. So almost all the water you drink has gone through a gerbil at one point in time, she says with like a fist pump.
Isaac is getting more and more horrified.
Recording now. Okay, so yay technical
All right.
problems. Please continue,
Oh.
guys.
All right. Also, Inferns, if you want to, here, I'm putting it in the Skype. This is, imagine this, or actually, just scroll
What?
up to the third link above. A picture of what these things look like, if you care.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The DeviantArt
do.
one. Just imagine that, but green with 3 eyes.
DeviantArt one, okay. All right, the cute little purpley thing. Sorry, the people who are watching this. Actually, I'm gonna start recording again. They can't see this, and I'm not gonna download it and do all that stuff. So.
Okay. So. I'm assuming, Isaac, you will go up to the shopkeeper, or
Yeah.
Okay.
And inquire how much they would be.
Well, the shopkeeper basically tells you, and I'll just do this out of character. Tells you that it doesn't quite work like that. Of course, you could buy them if you want them, but normally when it comes to transferring them, stations will submit orders and then either send couriers to pick up, or shopkeepers like her will find freelancers to do it for her. She does happen to have an order from Frontier Station for 100 gerbils.
100 of these little things.
Which would fit in your cargo hold. And the going rate for them is 300,000. Is what you would get paid to transfer them.
He's gonna slowly turn to look at Lucas and Hart.
With your observational skills, Lucas is tapping out one of the cages of one of the gerbils.
Okay. And is Hart excited?
Hart is right next to Lucas, squatted down with moon eyes, looking at the gerbil.
Yep. We'll take the contract.
The shopkeeper nods, smiles, shrugs apologetically for some reason, then starts pulling up the paperwork on the computer to finalize the transaction. And she says, now, the way this works is that once I transfer this order over into your name, by the way, what do you want this registered as? Your name or corporation or...
Starlock Industries.
Yes, okay. And she enters it into the computer and she says,
Starlock
once
Enterprises. Sorry.
She enters in the information and she says, once that this request or contract, for lack of a better term, is transferred over to you, it is thus your responsibility to get them to the station relatively undamaged. She says normally if one or two go missing or die, it's kind of understood. No one's going to rise a big stink about it. They always order more than they need for just that reason. But basically they'll be in your care. You deliver them to the station, and the person who receives it will pay you your sum.
Okay. And they will be transferred to our ship?
She nods. There's special vehicles that can transfer them to the Starlock.
Okay.
Do you think they fart air?
Oh, God.
Heart says, "I don't know," and she starts like raising its tail up.
No.
So, okay. Before we all or converge back on the ship, is there anything anyone else wants to do in the city?
I think I'm good.
There was a role play implying that Talavac might want to steal some shit, but I got nothing else in Noble City. I'm ready to go.
Is there a place? It's going to sound strange. Is there a place that sells plants?
Plates.
No,
As
plants.
Plants.
Plants. Oh, plants.
Plants. Uh-huh.
Yes, there would be some sort of nurseries that would sell common. There's no garden plants, but there
Uh-huh.
would be house plants, things to spruce up apartments or living quarters, the like.
I want to get something for my quarters.
Okay.
Yeah. Since I live in the jungle, I just want to make the Starlock in my room just a little homier.
Okay. All right. I'll tell you what's available to you. You see lots of flowers. About half the store is a florist. And you see lots of flowers that would resemble, roses, carnations,
Mhm.
etc. The kind of things that you would see people giving on anniversaries and the like. The other half is more permanent, annual type plants. You have a few shrubs that flower up once or twice a year. You have a few vines. There's one particular vine that's a very bright green.
Mm-hmm.
And you are told that this vine is very hardy. It just requires, food and watering once in a while, and it grows very fast. So, it won't like swamp you, but it does grow fast for a plant. So you'd have to trim it to what you'd want on a regular basis. There's
Mhm.
also several what look like miniature oak trees is the best way to describe them. They come up to about your waist.
Mm-hmm. The vines will be suffice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how many how much vinage are you looking at getting here?
How many
um,
vines? What kind of vines?
I would like okay. Um, if it's pretty big, I would
Hmm.
like to get some extra pots or something because I want to distribute clippings in various places around my uh, quarters so they would take root and basically just make my room a giant vine edge. Like I want it to crawl up the walls. I want it to go on the ceiling. I want it to go on the floor. That's what I'm looking for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. This is here, I'm gonna shoot this to you. This is basically what they look like. Um, so if you want enough to do what you're thinking of, oh gosh, I mean they're not expensive. You're looking at maybe 100 credits.
Okay.
And say maybe another 50 credits for food and water because you're on a ship. They're not going to get much sunlight or food and
Okay.
nutrition, so they'll need
All
other.
right.
And another 50 credits because you would probably need some sort of UV or lamp that would simulate sunlight.
Would the lights in my quarters work?
The lights in the ship itself are fluorescent and
Mhm.
would not provide the enough um, of the right kind of rays that the plants would need to properly photosynthesize.
Okay. All right. Well, just to speed things up here, just get everything that I need and pay for it, and if it's not too much of a hassle, carry it. But if not, I'll pay a little extra to have it delivered.
No, you would probably be able to carry it. Your arms would be full, but you could probably carry it.
Okay. Well, if it's not too cumbersome, then I'll buy it and then head straight back to the ship.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, Xavier and Talavac,
Mm-hmm.
when you guys get back to the Starlock and start to board it, you are greeted by the sound
Oh no! I was about to ask if they make fucking noise.
of a cross between chirping and squeaking, and it is everywhere.
Okay. Xavier's gonna pause for a moment. He's not gonna say anything. He's gonna head over to the front of the ship, the pilot's the cockpit. He's gonna shut every single door, make sure every latch is closed along the way. I'm gonna sit in the pilot's chair, and I'm going to listen. Can I still hear them?
Yes. Not
Really?
as bad. Not as bad. Not as bad. It's more like a low hum. It's something that. Let me put it this way. Think of like an air conditioner in the sense that if you focus on something, you can forget about it. But the
Gotcha.
second your mind starts to wander, it's always gonna be there.
Gotcha. All right. So now I'm gonna come back into the cargo bay. I'm gonna say, how much are we getting for these?
300 grand.
Xavier will shrug. Okay.
It was either that or 100 grand of gas.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see how much we like the sound of these little chirping fuckers halfway through, because last time I checked, Noble Gas didn't make any noise. So we'll see if 200,000 credits is worth the aggravation. I'm willing to. I got enough to distract me, I think, up front that I won't worry about it. But when we sleep, when we take everything like that, we'll see how that goes. Whose idea was this? He asks.
Isaac's,
I think Isaac really wanted to get him. He just like, we're gonna do it. I don't know
see.
what got into him.
Okay, all right.
Isaac
So
starts rubbing his temples.
all I need to know is who to blame when I can't get to sleep tonight. That's all. That's all. That's all I want to know. But back on to actual business. I guess I shouldn't be so hasty to judge your decision for a cargo, because at least it's going to make us money, as compared to what Snipe told us, which you guys all do recall him promising if we get him out there, he's going to tell us everything about these pirates and all this other stuff, right?
Yeah, it was like he was gonna basically lead us straight
Yeah, he was
to
going to give us the location of them, no problem, where to find them, names, everything like that. He has no names. He disclosed no names. He has no idea of the exact numbers. He knows of one ship, but he doesn't know anything about that. He has a vague idea of the nebula that they're going to be in. Talavac and I pressed him, and he's quite he has promised up and down, swore to me, to Talavac, to himself, to every other pantheon in the goddamn galaxy, but that he doesn't know anything else. But it still reeks as some sort of trap, or that he's hiding something. Now, luckily, we managed to get these probes that's going to help us scan the nebula, and hopefully it'll prevent any sort of, ambush. But suffice to say, I'm not very happy in regards to this whole situation. I don't know about you guys, but I do not like going into a situation barely knowing anything. Especially frickin' pirates.
Yeah.
So I say we get to Frontier Station and we load up with as many weapons that we have, right? And hope that the probes and our cloaking system will hold out enough that we can make do with what we know. But I'm telling you right now, guys, if Snipe screws us, I say we throw him off of Noble Station, and I'm not kidding. I do not like the idea of being killed.
Yeah.
but one thing at a time. So we pressed him as hard as we could without overtly threatening to kill him, and that's all we got.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm. But one thing at a time, I say we get these little chirping fuckers to Frontier Station and go from there.
Trust me, don't ask Hart or even Lucas what these things do. You don't want to know.
Oh, okay.
You really don't.
Well, now I kind of do, though. Now that, you've put the mystery in my head. Hey, Lucas!
Oh, Jesus.
He's like pops up over Isaac's shoulder.
What did these little things do?
Oh, they basically have infinite sustenance for us as we eat their poop and pee.
What? We eat? I don't eat their poop and pee, he says. You can eat their poo and pee, but I'm not going to.
Have you drank anything
No,
on
I
Frontier
don't.
Street?
Nope. And Xavier's going to plug his ears and say, I'll never doubt you again, Isaac, and head towards the cockpit to start things off.
I fucking told you.
I know you did. But no, don't tell someone they don't want to know something, because then they're going to want to know something. Anywho. I say, guys, we head off to Frontier. We say goodbye to Noble Station and go on our way.
Yeah, let's head out. Try and get rid of these things as soon as possible.
Mm-hmm.
All right. As you guys are preparing to take off, you do receive basically like a. Well, there's on the bottom of the ship, there's like a button that can be pressed that will activate an intercom. It's kind of a polite way for people who are at your ship to ring the doorbell, so to speak. And it is one of the helpers that was helping Snipe with a large crate, and he says, "I've got a delivery for you."
Right.
Oh, yeah, the probes. You can always grab that if you want, Isaac. I'm at
I'll
the
do
front
that.
doing the diagnostics or whatever. The pre-flight check.
And good thing we didn't get the gas. What kind of cargo did we get?
What do you mean, what kind of cargo did we get?
They got a crate, I
It's
think.
probes. We're good.
Yes, in the crate there are about 20 almost hand-sized little probes. They're just little balls. And I think that most of you, or at least Xavier and Lucas, would be familiar with this kind of probe. It's generally something that prospectors or explorers, or sometimes even pirates use. You place them at certain places, and they just continuously scan anything that passes by, anything that comes near. It scans as much as it can, stores it, and then there's two ways you can set it. Sometimes you can set it to either at intervals randomly beam the information to a particular location, or you can manually come retrieve the information if you are worried about, say, the beamed information being tracked or something like that.
Gotcha.
You are also in the crate is a small data pad with a message from Snipe saying basically, again, he apologized for not being able to give you as much information as you had hoped for. He did rummage through his old documents and the like. He has a bit more information from you, which is his estimates on the ship that he commonly dealt with, its armaments, and from his best professional opinion, basically, for lack of a better word, its stats, to his best estimation. He had a good look at what kind of weaponry was on the outside. He had a good look at, he knows ships, and while he can't tell you exactly what this ship's condition is, he has a good eye, or at least he says he has a good eye for how much damage he thinks a ship can take. So I'm going to shoot this into your group loot because putting it in Skype is going to be a lot. So I'm just going to put this down at the bottom. And this is a rough estimation on his part as to the ship that he dealt with that would basically come to Frontier Station.
Here, let me scooch that over to the next page. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, wait. I'm sorry.
That's the
Yeah, there you
Starlock.
No, it's not.
No, never mind. Now it's all filled out. Before they were empty. Never mind. Okay.
And these are approximations. He said his best guess is on any of the conditions. It just depends on how beat up the ship is. Add a few hundred, take a few hundred away, but ballpark.
Okay. Force field, main body. All right. Good to know. Oh my god. All right, space combat. All right. Well, Xavier, at this point, while we're assessing this information, he'll be like, well, I guess Talavac and I did put some fear in him, and what do you know? Now he does remember something.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's the thing when you deal with shady people. Xavier says they all just give as much information as they really want to. So you gotta sometimes, encourage them.
Threaten them sometimes.
Xavier says, I don't really like threatening. There are better ways to smooth things over. Bribery is always a good one, but I figured the favor that we did for him would be payment enough for his gratitude, but we're dealing with a slippery guy, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That is fine. Okay, so we have something to go on now, something tangible. All right, I'll put in the coordinates for Frontier Station, and we can be on our way.
Sounds good to me.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right. You guys take off, and you start your journey back, and we'll kind of slip into a more narrative place if you guys are okay with that.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Hart, with some great reluctance, leaves the cages. I should mention actually the gerbils are in well-contained cages. They are specifically designed for them, so as long as people aren't opening them, they shouldn't be running amok. But the chirping
dear
is
God.
pretty much nonstop.
My suggestion is that everyone... Okay, like Hart, she has a job to do, I guess. So hopefully she'll be doing that. But for the love of God, don't have her open up the fucking crates. I do not want to chase these little shits all over the place.
Yeah. Do you want me to stop guarding her and...
Just
Or
keep
do
it...
you want
You
me
don't have
to
to guard her. Just keep... Well, how about we
Well,
all agree that we all
I've
just
been-
keep an eye on her?
I've been kind of keeping an eye / guarding her since we left Frontier Station.
Oh, okay. Well, then there you go.
Are there cameras? Is there like a feed from room to room?
I don't
Or
think we
anything
have
like
those
that?
installed. No.
No, but
No?
those are things that exist, but you don't
Okay.
have them on your ship. No.
Okay, just checking. All right, so we're gonna have to manually go there and make sure she doesn't mess with anything.
All right. You over the next few days, as you guys start traveling back, you'll find as far as Hart's concerned, at least, she likes gerbils, but she's passionate about engines and ships. The second she gets back into that engine room and starts repairing things, it's pretty much the only thing she focuses on.
I have a question for
Mhm.
Hart. I take one of the probes, and I
Mhm.
go over to her, and I'm like, these are the probes that were lent to us. Could you take some time out and see if there's anything peculiar about these?
Oh, sure. Simple enough. Can you bring me the crate?
Sure. I mean, what do you need? I mean,
Oh, just the probes themselves. I can open them up, poke around, see if she looks at you and says, Snipe?
no. Well, they belong to him.
Right. Well, we should probably check and make sure they don't have any unpleasant things in there. Yes, just bring them to me. I'll take a look at them.
All right. Well, I only need one. I'm pretty sure that if something was wrong, all of them were going to be wrong. So I just bring her one.
Okay.
I would rather be thorough, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, if
I can't speak for Talavac though, so I'm too busy flying the ship.
Okay. Well, I thought this was just a matter of timing, but yeah, I'll bring her the crate and ask her, if she would look at these and make sure that there's nothing in there that shouldn't be in there.
All right. Actually, I'll put this. Hart will bring it up, and I'll put this as more of a group decision. She can definitely look at all the probes. It will take time away from her repairing the ship.
If it's just
opening
one
or two
probe,
isn't gonna
it'd be no problem. But if it was
Right.
all 20 of them, okay.
Exactly. It would take maybe about a day to open them up and thoroughly look at them.
All right. Well, first I ask is, what is our standing with the ship now? I mean, could we skip a day to look at these probes?
I have that written down. Give me a second. We have currently 6 days worth of rewiring required at 9.5 million credits.
So is that a yes?
We could. This trip is going to take a few days.
Okay. All right. Well, if it's all right with you guys.
Yeah, better be thorough.
Yeah. All right. I just present them to her, and I'll be like, it would be much appreciated.
Well, of course, she says, and she starts taking that one apart, and then says, "If you could just bring the others and put them right here, and I'll take a look at them."
All right. I'll go gather up the other ones.
And if you need help, I can help as well.
Yeah, okay.
Sure. She would gladly accept your help. She'd have you hand her tools, or have you teach you how to take the casing off, which
Yeah,
wouldn't be too hard.
I would like to look and see myself, because if she does find something, I want to see what it is and how it was installed, so I can get an idea of something like this in the future.
Got it.
Yeah.
So, well, let me ask you this: are you guys just going to watch? Do you want to help her? She'll offer to teach you how to take the casing off. Do you want to? Will you accept that and then help her take casings off, or?
I'll do it.
I would rather just hand her stuff.
Okay.
I would like to learn the mechanics of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's more than happy to teach you as she works. And then after she shows you a few times, she hands one to you and says, that they're there and there. Just remove those carefully and take the casing off, and then you can see the insides. Talavac, roll me. Let's see. Do you have any sort of mechanical skill, mechanics, anything like that?
Well, let's see. I don't. I have, let's see, basic electronics, but nothing that hands-on.
Okay. But you do have some thievery things. Do you have anything that's anything that would give you dexterous hands? Pickpocketing, concealed, etc.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, concealment.
Your physical prowess stat?
Yeah.
Let's see. Physical prowess is a 20.
Okay. What's the bonus for that?
That is +3, I believe.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a roll on your let's see, your concealment. Give me a roll on your concealment, and subtract 30 from that.
Okay, and I'm using my scanner, which gives me a +10 bonus.
Okay, so then subtract 40 from it.
Okay.
Well, wait. Your scanner. In what way are you using your scanner?
In a scanning way.
Well, if I'm using my concealment, then the scanner has that as well.
Well, the only reason, basically, this is kind of a modified thing. What I'm doing is making sure that you are dexterous enough to remove the casings without damaging something.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Well, that's fine. That's fine. It's just a flat 50 then.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So, I'm just going to roll this. 35 out of
Hooray.
50. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You do a very well job. You remove the pins you need to remove. It slides right off, and you can see the inner workings.
Okay.
It takes about a day for her to go through them all, but you find that while some of them are, a bit old,
Mhm.
they're all in working condition, and there's no hidden bugs or tampering or anything that would be untowards.
Okay. So they're legit.
They are legit.
Okay.
And they're
The only
completely
thing that
operational too. He didn't give
Mhm.
us any duds.
exactly. They are
Mhm.
completely operational. The only thing that she could say that was negative about them is that they're an
Uh,
older model, but they'll still work just fine.
That's fine.
okay. All right. Well, I thank her. This is very put me at a peace of mind, and you can carry on for the rest of your work. And I just take them all back and go about my business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Groovy.
Hmm.
All right. If everyone could roll me a D100.
Ooh. I wonder what happens if I epically fail or succeed this. I don't know, but I got 28.
Okay. Wow. Um, while the noise from the gerbils is annoying, especially when you're in or moving through or around the cargo bay, everyone with the exception of Lucas is fairly able to shut them out enough to you don't lose much sleep.
Good.
You're able to sleep at night. How much they annoy your character is obviously not something I can tell you, but
Yeah.
Lucas, you're the only one. You have amazing difficulty sleeping with the noise.
All right. Then this will definitely turn into something that that I wanted to do. So,
I'm going to jettison all the gerbils. No.
what he's going to do is actually get up from his bed, go out to where the Gerbils are, and they're still chattering away like all night. Is that correct?
Yeah, you do see some that are sleeping, but it's almost as if, I mean, even the ones that are sleeping are making kind of a.
Fuck these things. Just fuck them.
So, uh, Lucas is going to sit there cross-legged with a small, tired smile on his face. Really, he is enjoying the company of these Gerbils. He's going to slide over his case, flip it open, and take out one of his flutes.
Oh. Okay. Roll me a skill check for that, please.
All right. That didn't work. Okay, I'll just roll a d100.
That's our new hashtag.
Hashtag roll D100-85.
I have succeeded.
Okay. You start playing a tune, and very quickly, the Gerbils get quiet, and in within a few minutes, the only noise in the room is your flute, and every single Gerbil is sitting on his haunches, staring up at you.
Lucas will do this for a while, because, well, he has an audience and he enjoys such things.
Sure, they don't have the intelligence of, anything, but it's an audience, that's true. You can't say no to an audience.
And he will most likely be asleep in front of the cages after a while.
You notice about halfway through your performance, Hart is also sitting on the cages, staring at you, not making a sound. All right. And then, yeah. Even after you finish playing, they remain fairly quiet for about an hour or so, enough for your character to actually drift off to sleep.
All right.
Okay. Are there any role plays or any other interactions anyone would like during the 6-day journey?
I was thinking about that, but I think I'm good for now.
Yeah,
I,
I think I'm good.
I covered what I wanted to do, so.
Okay.
Mhm.
Um, if you could, Burn, take another 5 days off your repair time,
Sure.
and then which leaves how many total left needs to be done?
1 day. And how much million credits?
Oh gosh, 1 day, 1.5 million credits. Let's just go there. Keep it simple.
All right.
Kiss.
All right. And I'm also changing. Your ship is the your ship is almost in top shape.
I
In
know.
2 weeks. And it should be pointed out that Hart has done more by herself than all of the other mechanics put together.
What? That's crazy. The
Mm.
HUD didn't go on the blink yet again, did it?
No, actually, it did
That's
not.
Good. One time is one time too many, but I'm glad it was only once.
And you guys all arrive back at Frontier Station with relatively little excitement, other than the deepness
So
of space.
I'm going to guide the Starlock to maybe cargo bay 2. How about not cargo bay 6?
Not
Let's leave
cargo
6
basic.
alone for a while.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Actually, you know what? After 6 days of this, even though I've been able to sleep just fine, how about whatever bay is closest to wherever the hell we're offloading these goddamn gerbils for?
Roll me a D. Actually, roll me a D10, please.
If it's 6, I'm gonna. Okay, 8.
Bay 8 is closest.
Okay, going to bay 8. All right.
All right. I'm not going to make you roll a skill check to land the ship.
Certainly hope
Xavier
not.
would have done this 100 times.
I
and
certainly
there's
hope so.
computers to
I'd be
help.
pretty.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I know I'm a professional smuggler, but how do I land this thing?
So, well, no, I was even thinking like, maybe he's stressed out, but no. This would be like breathing to Xavier. So, and not to mention that you've got computers that help. So,
Yeah.
you land well enough on Frontier Station.
Mhm.
I'll just keep this nice and simple because you don't have any real issues delivering the gerbils. You can find the person you're supposed to deliver it to without any trouble. You had instructions of exactly where to go. It was a shop somewhere on Frontier Station. They excuse me. They bring someone over to inspect the gerbils to make sure that they're pretty much all present and accounted for.
They've been fluted at.
Someone roll me a D100, please. Okay. They are all present and accounted for and in proper health, with the exception of one seems to be missing.
Mhm.
Oh, joy.
Now, the people that are receiving the shipment, they don't seem to make any fuss about it. As you were was explained to you when you got them, they expect these things to happen. So one or two here, no one
Dead
makes a huge
loss.
fuss over. Yeah, exactly. It's
Uh-huh.
just considered part of the loss. So they accept the shipment, they start off loading it, and then they transfer 300,000 credits into Starlock Enterprises.
Sweet.
Into
Huzzah!
Starlock Enterprises. All right.
Huzzah!
All right.
Right.
I think right now we're going to need to deposit cut from that.
Sure.
Come on, Sparky. Let's do this.
So we should. Oh, so Squee, are you keeping track of how much we're sending to Paw, or should we
Yes, I am.
start?
No.
Oh.
I'll. Well, you're more than welcome to.
I have-
But I am keeping track of how much. Paw, you are now 100,000 credits less in the hole.
Woohoo!
So I think now you have.
So 99
million.
million.
900,000 credits to go.
We are making such a dent,
The
guys.
ship is almost ours.
Yep.
We're practically halfway there.
Could we also possibly transfer the credits from Xavier's
No.
personal account?
No, we're using that to upgrade the ship still. Anything that's left over, we'll send. We'll put in Starlock Enterprises. But Let's not have. Xavier will say there's these things called banks have like transfer fees. Let's not lose any credits just for the sake of organization. We're gonna use the credits in my account. It's still all there, and I'll like bring it up on my wrist computer. See, down to the last credit. I haven't spent a bunch of it on booze and space hookers, so we're good. I guess since we're from space, we don't call them space hookers. We just call them, ladies of the evening. But anyway, we're good.
All right.
In addition, after that's settled, Hart comes up to the group, and she comes up to the group, and at first she smiles at everyone, turns to Lucas, and does a very flourished bow. And you notice that there is a gerbil on her shoulder.
Yeah, of course there is.
Yeah.
And she says, "Thank you for the wonderful trip. I had a fantastic time, and I believe I owe you a 10 million credit at my store. Mm-hmm. You are welcome to purchase anything you would like. I will install it for free."
Wonderful. Weapons time.
Fantastic.
She nods, and then she looks serious, and she says, "I don't get to travel much, so truly, thank you."
You're welcome.
Truly, you're welcome.
Indeed.
And with that, she starts skipping off towards her shop. So, you guys...
Lucas is
Sorry?
yawning with his one hand over his mouth and kind of floppily waving his other one in the air.
You guys have 10 million credit, a 10 million credit line in Hart's store. Give me a second. I will pull up the shopping list for you.
Oh, good. That's what to ask.
I have it.
You do have it already?
Yes.
Okay,
Do you guys need the link?
Yes, please.
Okay, I'm gonna...
Yes, Poles.
Yeah,
I'll
that-
bookmark it too. What was I gonna say? There we go. I'm gonna just go ahead and bookmark that. I'm thinking maybe, like, in character, we take a day after, our trip and whatnot, rest and relaxation. But out of character, we guys, right now, we just decide what weapons we want and install them, or anything else we want to put on the ship in that meantime.
Pretty much.
Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
I will say as a player, I do have want in like seeing how good the ship is and whatnot, but not so much that like I would be pouring over like stats and costs and things like that.
Sure, but out of character, you want to contribute as a player, I'm sure. But in character, yeah, Lucas doesn't really give a shit. I get it.
Yeah.
And with that, if you wouldn't mind, just to fill in the time, Lucas is going to be doing another one of his get some pocket change quick things.
Okay. Do you want to roleplay that, or are you just making it aware that is what your character's doing? Because I'm up for either.
Oh, I was just if time needs to be filled.
Okay, sure. We can definitely do that. Okay, that actually might be a good idea. Give everyone a chance to kind of pour over. Obviously, anything under Heart's parts. Just so you know, her shop is big enough that as far as expendable things such as mini missiles go, or all the missiles, mini missile, short range, long range, she has more than enough supply to fit your needs. So basically, she's got like thousands of them. So there's not an issue of that. But yes. So why don't you guys take a look at what you can get?
Yeah, on it.
And then let's do that with Lucas. So Lucas, where would you like to go do this?
It's not going to be a space hooker today. Maybe another day.
It's not like she can get a lot of money out of him.
No. As in, I probably should say the other one. What was the male one?
Gigolo.
Sorry, what?
Gigolo? There we go.
Gigolo, yeah.
Yeah.
I misspoke. Oh well. Let's see.
Okay.
He does like doing general like side street performance. You know what? Actually, he's actually going to look for something that he has traded away previously. Um, he's going to be looking for a keytar.
Okay.
So, what he's actually going to do is find the shop, and then he's going to do haggling his own way.
Oh, okay.
This is great. This is great.
Give me a second. You find on Frontier Station only one shop that is dedicated to instruments, musical instruments, and the like. Above the shop, in flowing, almost elegant lettering, is a neon sign that says "Music of the Heart." And coming from the door is extremely hardcore scream metal.
Lucas is like walking to the front door, like snapping his fingers to the non-existent beat that's going on.
Inside, you find a vast selection of instruments, everything from woodland instruments to actual violins with violin strings and bows, to the more synthesized instruments, keyboards, guitars, things like that, the like, and a few alien instruments that are familiar to Lucas but would be unfamiliar to most people.
Lucas would be poking through and things like that. Is there a keytar that seems to be like one of those things where like it's out on the window, it costs way more than anything else for some odd reason?
Roll me a D100. Yes, there is. There is a keytar. It's with other things, but it is in the wind. It's above the back counter, hanging up on the wall. It's highly polished. It looks brand new. It looks high quality. It's from give me a second. It's from a brand name called Keanator, which is a highly respected brand that makes musical instruments in the three galaxies. And the price tag for it is 100,000 credits.
Oh my. He's still like he's staring at it, still snapping his fingers. And he goes, hey, and he's looking for any sort of name tag if the person does have one.
There is a human there, rather small. He's wearing a black leather vest. He's got long black hair that's kind of greasy hanging down over his face. And on one of his arms, the leather vest has kind of got cut off sleeves, and on one of the arms is a tattoo that says George. And his name tag says George.
Oh, good. Unless he has a lover named George and mugged a person named George. I think his name's George. I'll go with that one.
We shouldn't be too careful, though. Okay, yes.
What's the story behind that? And he's going to point with his other hand while still snapping.
Oh, that's Keanator's housebreaker right there. That instrument is top quality. It makes perfect notes. It has the ability to record anything that you play on it so that it can play back, including your voice. And The top key there, he points to a key at the very top of the guitar, which is red colored, which is unusual because everything else is either white or black keys. But the top one is red colored. He says, that key you press when you really want to bring down the house.
Hmm. He's going to stop snapping and kind of lean back a little bit, arms crossed, and go, man, what I would want to give for that thing. Are you a music man yourself?
He nods, but it looks more like a headbang.
Are you the owner of the shop or you just work here?
And he goes, oh, no, man, I don't own this place. That's Big Joe.
There's got to be a story behind him. You think he actually rocked back in the day?
He looks at you. No, man. Joe never rocked. He's one of them intellectual sorts. From what I heard, his store was left to him by his parents. Hardly ever comes in here. I run the place mostly. But he is big. His name is Joe. So, Big Joe.
Hey, Joe. Wow. Way too rich for my blood. Shoot. And what he's going to do is continue to poke around at other guitars and whatnot.
Okay.
And he's going to have a kind of a normal quality guitar. And he's gonna question the price on this one.
Okay. The on the one hanging up above him?
No, not
Just
this.
a normal one?
Yeah.
That one he goes, that one right there, 5,000 credits, man.
All right. Do you play?
He says, oh, I'm a master of the air guitar. And he starts like strumming the air. But no, man, I don't have time to learn those. I'd love to, but my parents are making me go to law school.
Law school. All right. Shoot. That's a freaking drag. Law school? Seriously? You can't even, like, pick up something you love?
He he looks at you and says, that's why I work here, man.
Would give you lessons, but I don't think I got the time for that. You had to be a real fast learner for that.
He just kind of stares at you.
Mm.
And he says, yeah, well, if only I had the time.
What if I had the cash? Jeez. Didn't realize these things are going to be so pricey. I haven't been around in these in a few years. Well, pleasure doing the non-existent business, but thank you for the chat, though.
Anytime.
I think I might come back, see what I can't scrounge up to get one of these things.
He nods. He says, remember, rock on, brother, and music of the heart. And then he like screams and bangs his head.
He's gonna go, I don't get charged for playing one of these, right? Just
He
like in
shakes
the
his-
store?
He shakes his head and he goes, No, you can test out anything.
All right. He's gonna plug in the guitar, the keytar on this one, and he's going to check the keys. Um, and then he's going to do a small sort of tune, and then he's going to try to go like he's listening to the song in the air, and he's like tapping his foot a little bit, and he's actually going to try to play along with this thing.
Okay. This non-existent beat.
Screen
Scream metal.
non-existent.
Yeah.
It depends on what kind is it is. It's if it's like 200 freaking beats per second, freaking just screeching. But let's see how well I play with this thing. I do not succeed by 3.
All right. It's still not horrible. You are able to keep basic in step and in tune with the song. However, you find that when you do so, when you add the keytar to it, which basically accents what melody there is,
Mhm.
you find out that it's actually a really horrible melody.
It's gonna like stop about halfway through and like must be out of touch a bit.
He just looks at you.
Luca's gonna put down his guitar back in where it was, and gonna step outside and wave at the counterman.
He waves at you. All right. You didn't press the red key.
Oh,
Are you good?
I was probably just gonna do like a minor money thing if you guys need more time.
We're almost done, but do your minor money thing.
Sure.
All right. With thoughts of that guitar now in his mind, he has a desire for something now, and he's looking forward to trying to obtain it in some way.
Okay.
He might be a bit more. He may be a bit of a harder betting man at this point. All right, let's see. What does he feel that he would be particularly good at?
This is rhetorical, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure.
All right. Fucks. All right. So he's going to he's gonna go oh my gosh. How would he do this? All right. So he's gonna go out to the shooting range and just kind of scope out who's there.
Okay. You know what? Actually, you see only one person there. They look rather familiar. It's the Wolfen that challenged you to a race.
Oh boy. Yeah.
No, go ahead. We're all set on this end, but you finish up what you're doing there, homie.
He's gonna just walk over to him, stand next to him, and take it, whatever sort of firing piece might be there in the firing range, and
All right.
look down the sights and a bit. Not really fire, and just kind of like look over at what he's doing.
All right. He's got a long rifle, and he's basically slowly and steadily pumping shots into a target downrange.
All right. He's, he says, "It's a pretty nice shot you have."
He stops and looks at you and says, "Oh, you. Thank you, quick man."
Oh yeah, pretty quick yourself. And you're a mighty fine shot.
He shrugs and kind of goes back to shooting.
All right. He cannot freaking try to scam the same person. It's not gonna work out. He's just gonna put down his gun and leave.
Okay.
All right. Everyone, you have a general idea. I did see some
We do.
typing, but all right. Let's go over for me what you guys are thinking or
Of
what you would
course.
like.
Go ahead, Burn.
All right, so the idea is on the front hard point, we would have one autocannon barrel because it has a longer range than the lasers. On the left side and the right side hard point, we would have normal laser barrels, one normal laser barrel each at 6 million a pop. The autocannon will be 8 million. And we're going to take a whole bunch of long range, high explosive,
Well, 20.
20 missiles. So
Okay.
that we have long, medium, and close range combat.
Mm-hmm.
All of that will
Um,
be about 21 million, but we need a quote for extra ammunition for the autocannon.
All right. Real quick. Long range, high explosive, light, medium, heavy, or extra heavy.
It is the, let me double check, the ones that are
Heavy.
550,000, so heavy.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. You're taking 20 of those, and then you need a quote on the ammo for the
Autocannon.
Autocannon, yeah, because I'm assuming buying the autocannon doesn't get us the ammo.
Got it. Give me 1 second. There is actually that's in one of the books. I just gotta pull
Sure.
up the right
That's what the
one.
books are for.
Yes, indeed. All right. I can tell you this though. They're all in Heart Shop anyway. So obviously the 10 million credits you can use. Anything else will be deducted from however you guys choose to pay for it. She installs them for free. It takes about 2 days to get them fully installed and integrated into the ship. But there is no issues with that.
I think there's like 3.1 left. Burn, if you want to just... the money that
Yeah,
we have
I'll-
left over, we'll just stick in the Starlock Enterprises account, and then we're good. And then Xavier's
Okay.
personal account can just be Xavier's personal account.
Okay, so that is 21 plus however much. What you call it? However much is the autocannon rounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll take those off once we figure that out.
This is just like Elite Dangerous.
Yeah, I know, eh?
Yeah.
Except that 90% of this game isn't traveling through hyperspace.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Not yet.
Let's see. It doesn't actually take. I mean, it doesn't actually say in the book. However, give me a second. Ammo is not. One of the good things about bullets is that bullets are fairly cheap, relatively speaking. Relatively speaking.
I was gonna say, then you buy 10,000 of them, and
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say about $5 a bullet. So if you want to buy each drum of 10,000 rounds would be 50,000 credits.
All right,
And
so
a drum of 10,000 rounds gets you 500 bursts per barrel.
Yeah.
Shit, we ought to just get a bunch of those.
Well, we have to figure out where to store them, right? The Starlock doesn't have a ton of cargo space.
yeah,
I say 500 shots should be plenty for what we're doing right now. You know?
I suppose.
The first 10,000 rounds would actually be stored in the autocannon itself, so it wouldn't
Yeah.
take up any space. It would just be spare.
Okay.
Same thing with the long-range missiles. The tubes can hold 24. We can store more on the ship, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, like
Yeah.
it makes sense for us to store extra ammo if we're going a long-range mission and we're going to do a lot of fighting. So we fight, we stop, we resupply, right? But our plan is the nebula is not that far away from Frontier Station, so resupplying won't take that long. Plus, remember, we want to keep some money for repairs. If we get the shit beaten out of us and we have no money, then we're screwed. So
Yeah,
I
true.
say we keep the 3 million just in case. We're gonna make another 3 from Paul, which is great, but one thing, we gotta keep some cash in reserve, emergency
And the,
funds.
And you guys probably are still remember, and the 10 million off the debt.
Yeah, we did that. Yeah, we're going. Yeah, we.
No. I
renewed
mean
that.
that Paw's deal was 3 million credits plus if
Yeah.
you take care of the pirates, 10 million off of your debt.
That's
Yeah.
right.
No, I'm
Which
sorry,
is
no.
huge.
I think it was an either or. So it's your choice of 3 million credits now or 10 million off the debt. I believe is
Okay.
what he offered. So
Well, you know what I'm
I would
going
almost
for.
just do 10 million off.
Yeah,
but
it's pretty
anyways.
much 10. Hey, but one thing at a time, right?
Yeah.
One
Yeah,
thing
Yeah,
at a
yeah.
time.
One thing. We gotta do this first.
Yeah,
So
we
are we okay with pulling the trigger on this?
Yes, 100%.
Yep.
Piph?
okay.
Okay. So I will start applying that to the Starlock.
Great. All right, so while you do that, we should come up with a plan for these gosh darn pirates, okay? We cannot... We're using plural, right? Which implies more than one ship. We should not try to take on more than one ship at a time. Thank goodness for us, our beautiful little slider is a fast, cloaky ship, right?
Right.
The pirates feel safe in their nebula, right? So I say we're going to scatter our probes around and we're going to have it broadcast right to our ship. When we pick one up, we do quick guerrilla tactics, right? We zip in there, we blast them, and then we zip out before their friends come, right? We use the nebula to our advantage because we'll have more eyes thanks to these probes than they will, right? The really nice
Right.
thing is things get too hairy or whatever, we can get out of there really quick, right? We can probably outrun them. Plus, we have our cloaking. So I say that's I think should be our general plan of action. That's my suggestion.
Oh, that makes perfect sense. We can use the cloak of the nebula and our own ship. If we play it right, we'll be unseen.
Exactly.
Felt but unseen.
Because if you think about it, if you're a pirate and you're expecting someone to come in and blast you, it'll probably be some sort of official military or navy, right? That comes after you. They're not expecting a single little tiny ship. So
No,
hopefully we'll have
tend
surprise.
They tend to overestimate. Well, I should say underestimate a lot of things. When it comes
Exactly. The other alternative is for us to become bait, but I don't think our strengths are in becoming bait. I think our strengths is our speed and our silence.
Yep.
And the fact
Hitting.
that we'll be able to see them too.
Okay. Well, I think we should go and get those probes ready for deployment.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
So I think in character it makes sense that, we spend the day, we agree on what weaponry we get, R&R, and we come up with this general plan of action together, right, as a group. Okay, so I'm ready to move on to us, ready to leave Frontier and head towards the Nebula myself.
Me
I'm
too.
fine with it as well.
Okay. So you leave the docking bay and you head towards the nebula, which is not hard to find. It is
nebula.
10 light years away, so it's about a 10-hour trip. And it's further off of the quote-unquote trade lanes, which is basically where the traffic comes and goes from Frontier Station. As you get closer to the nebula, you're able to get more readings on it. It is dense enough that it looks like it's going to reduce your sensory equipment to about 15,000 miles.
Okay.
Which is
Very
because normally your
close.
sensory equipment is around 100,000 miles is what it can pick up. So yeah, it reduces it quite a bit.
So in space terms, that's kind of like squinting. Yeah.
Kind of,
Space
yeah.
squinting, yeah. It's
Space
definitely
squinting.
close range sensors. Yeah.
Yeah.
However,
Okay.
there is at least it can be noted that still another 10,000 miles your sensors can pick things up that can't pick you up because of your new stealth drive.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because your stealth drive is good up to 5,000 miles.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to the nebula. Let's say you're on the edge of it. What's your plan of action? The nebula itself is about 1 square light year.
Well, what's the range on the probes?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the probes have to be basically dropped off
Mhm.
manually, and they just sit wherever you drop them off.
Yeah. What's their sensor
And
range?
then the sensor range of each probe is, give me a second, about 20,000 miles.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty damn good. So we just try
Yeah.
and set up a net.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like a grid or
well,
something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Essentially.
sorry. Let me reduce that. The 20,000 is its maximum range. In the nebula, of course, it would be cut down to 15,000 because I just told you guys. Sorry. So 15,000 in this instance if you're dropping them off in the nebula.
Still, create a net.
Still. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chances are they're probably grouped together like a bunch of bikers with their motorcycles.
Maybe not.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Xavier,
Uh-huh.
if you can,
Mm-hmm.
roll me a navigation check.
Navigation space. All right. 45. I fail by 14.
Okay. You know enough to know that nebulas have different. It's not just uniform gas. There are denser areas and lighter areas, and you would know enough about this profession that obviously they would want to choose the denser areas. However, this nebula. It's really hard to discern where the more dense areas are.
Okay. All right, guys. There's dense and there's light, but right now all I'm seeing is nebula. So I think any place is as good as any to start setting these up. So yeah, we're gonna try to create some sort of, like you said, like a grid or a net, and then we'll wait kind of nearby and see what our sensors pick up.
Yep.
It's kind of,
Sounds
you know
good.
what this is gonna be? This is gonna be like us casting a net for fish. That's exactly
Yeah.
what's going on.
Pretty
Basically,
much.
yeah.
So
All right.
I guess what I'd like to just really talk about out of character real quick is what are our combat stations in this circumstance, right? Because Xavier can pilot the ship, right? He can fire the weapons too. But can anyone else, fire the weapons or wants to fire the weapons from the turrets? Because Xavier only has 2 attacks per melee.
I unfortunately don't have any weapon systems
Okay.
skills,
All right.
but I do have 3 attacks per melee.
Yeah, well, okay. But, okay, all right. Talavac, Lucas?
I'm geared for stealth and stealing. I don't
Okay.
know much like that. Yeah.
Okay. So, Squee,
Mm-hmm.
how do you handle, how are you going to handle ship stuff that,
Well, basically, the only things that are in the pilot's control as far as firing goes would be the missiles and the front autocannon. Turrets have to be manned to be fired.
okay. So, what kind of weapon skill or what kind of skills are needed to fire those turrets?
Anyone could fire them. And here's what I'll do, just to keep things a bit simple. You can fire them, but without the weapon skill, you can't make aimed shots.
So bursts only.
Bursts only. And it would be
But they're-
the bonus. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So
Do-
I just
Sorry.
realized I might actually have a skill for this. Would heavy energy weapons count for that?
Kind of, maybe, wouldn't it?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, heavy.
Well,
you know.
because if we think of it this way,
Uh-huh.
in our experience in Rifts, a lot of heavy weapons includes operating like
Stuff that's
turrets.
mounted on a tripod.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's true.
I think that would translate well enough. And I'm not going to say that you can't make called shots. You would just the other two. You would just have a penalty to do so. I mean, obviously, you can always try.
Can those lasers shoot in bursts?
No, they cannot.
Yeah.
No.
So
No,
it's
no.
just wild shots is pretty much what you're taking with the lasers.
Pretty much, it
Makes
would be
sense.
wild shots. Wild shots with always remember if someone is in the tactical seat, they can give bonuses to hit. So those would still apply.
What does
The
the
thing is-
tactical seat require?
Yeah.
Doesn't require anything but someone manning it. I mean,
I'll-
or let me put it this way: Xavier could quickly show you how to operate what you need to operate.
Okay.
What the person in the tactical seat generally does is a few things. A, they can fire missiles. So that like Xavier, the pilot can fire missiles, but he would have to choose between weapons or missiles in each round.
It's a what? Yeah.
Um,
yeah. Makes sense. Like anything.
Yeah.
Right, but if someone's in the tactical position, he could take care of the missiles, so you could conceivably fire both. Also, the person in the tactical position can choose one target to basically focus your sensor suites on, which gives everyone else a +2 to hit. And you control, if you have variable shields, you're the one that controls where those shields go. Pilot can also do that, but again, he has to determine, he can only do one thing per turn, basically.
Yeah.
So it's very helpful to have someone there. Yeah.
I'll totally take the tactical position unless Talavac wants to.
I'll do whatever you want to make this mission successful. So.
My suggestion is this: it's more in character, right? Obviously Lucas knows how to use a turret, which will flabbergast Xavier. But here's the thing: sure, I'm sure Isaac and Talavac have the same amount of experience with heavy weapons, which is none. But Isaac, in my mind, has better hand-eye coordination due to his skills, whereas Talavac is a little bit more. He has a really good perception, right? He's really has a good eye for detail, right?
Spotter and sniper.
So that's really good for the tactical position, in my opinion. So that's what Xavier would suggest.
Sounds good to me.
Sure.
Now, this doesn't translate to any bonuses in game, but it makes the most sense in character. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was also going to suggest Talavac should take the tactical position because he is a lot more used to technology and Isaac is not used to technology.
Yeah, and with all due respect, explaining this to Talavac is going to be 100 times easier than explaining it to Isaac. Rather than, here's the button that you press to shoot things, aim at what you want to shoot. You should figure that, Isaac, rather than being like, yes, and this means your shields. Wait, what? And this is important. Yeah, so I think that makes the most sense. Okay, so now we have a battle plan, which is really good that we figured this out before actually encountering a pirate.
Yes.
Here's the other thing. No, we have to destroy them. I was thinking about talking to the pirates, but I don't think that'll do it.
These guys aren't ready for negotiations.
You're right. You know what? And you're absolutely right. As long as we identify them as pirates, we have to use surprise on our side, which is showing up guns blazing and not talking and give them a chance to be prepared. You're right. Okay.
You know the funny part is we kind of swore to not be pirates.
We're not
we're
pirates.
kind of being, we're hunting pirates in a pirate way.
We're pirate hunters. Yeah, well, so just because, you know what? If I was
irony,
if I stab people with a sword, it doesn't make me a Roman, even though Romans also stab people with swords, right?
So but if it did.
Are you having a moral debate now?
No, we're not.
Okay,
outside of the nebula. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
GM needs to know. You guys want to cast this in a net. Do you want to do this outside the nebula, within the nebula?
Within
Imagine,
the nebula.
You know what? Let me do it this way. Let me make this very, very simple and
Please.
easy. I'm going
Simple and easy's good.
I'm going to move you guys to the nebula.
That's one of my favorite lifetime quotes of myself now is just because you stab someone with a sword doesn't make you a Roman. If only.
But if only it could.
If only it could. Hey, space map.
So
Right.
we'll say for the nebula is square-ish in shape. Obviously, it's gas, so it's not a perfect square or anything. But
Gotcha.
let's say this is the nebula.
Okay.
All right.
Your ship is where is right here.
Yep.
Okay.
On
Outside
the
the
edge of the
nebula.
nebula. I assume
Yeah.
you've kind of stopped on the edge. Where the pirates are in here somewhere. Where would you like to deploy your sensors?
Can you give us a general idea on, like, because if we want to make a net, right?
Right.
How far out can it go?
Okay. I'm going to modify things a bit because I actually just looked up. I forgot just how incredibly expansive a light year is.
Yeah.
Your sensors wouldn't even touch 1% of it. So,
Oh,
yeah, let's say, you know what? I have a perfect way of doing this.
It's only 6 trillion miles.
We'll do this.
Mm-hmm.
One sensor can pick up about yay much.
Okay. So if I were a pirate, of course, it'd be the denser areas that we don't know. We don't know which way they're going to exit or not, right? So I say, guys, honestly, we just pick a corner and just start clumping them up towards the corner, right? So at the very least, we'll be able to cover... If we have 20 of these things, we'll be able to cover like a quarter, more than a quarter of an area, you know?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Which I think is perfect.
then we
Something's
can
got to
move
come
them
through that
around.
quarter anyway.
The first blip could be them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So basically like that.
There's 20
Yeah,
of
you
them.
start. You
Yeah.
start. Yeah. Oh, here, I'll just do it this way. Burn to make it easier.
He's making faces.
Kind
I'll
of
just
looks
do
like it, doesn't it?
Like
Yep.
that.
You can... Oh, okay. That's
works.
so
Yeah.
much easier.
Yeah.
All right. All right. Can someone,
Mm-hmm.
while you're doing this, someone roll me a D100, please? Actually,
It's
no.
not me.
I'm sorry. Xavier,
Yeah.
roll me your sensor equipment skill.
Oh,
Sensor
sweet.
check, sir. Read
Man,
sensor
I'm glad I
equipment,
took
please.
this. Man, I'm glad I took this. It's not great, but I'm glad I took it. Hey, I succeeded by
Hey!
7.
Oh man. Okay. When you're setting up the last of your sensors, or
Uh-huh.
right around there, you get into this area.
Mm-hmm.
You catch a blip.
Oh, we got
Oh.
one already, folks.
You
gotta
catch a
bite.
blip on your ship sensors, and the sensor you just dropped starts to pick up the same thing. It is hard to read. It's right on the edge of your 15,000 radius,
Mm-hmm.
but it is large. It is metallic, and it is at the moment stationary.
Those are our boys.
Maybe.
Large.
We
Um,
might have
large.
to get within visual contact, guys. It could be something that's stranded out here.
But how large of a blip is it?
It's very hard to tell at this distance. The nebula is distorting it. It's large, but I mean, it could be a ship. It could be bigger. It's just hard to tell. You would have to get closer to get
I say we
a-
engage our cloak and get just outside the range where they
Yeah,
can detect
yeah.
us and
We
see if
skirt
we
it,
can't get
yeah.
any more details. Yep. So that's what Xavier's going to do. Engage the cloak and just skirt outside that 10,000 limit. See if we can't
Yeah.
get more information.
Okay. All right. So you do that. And when you get within the 5,000 limit, you can be like basically you want
Oh.
to sit it like at
Yeah.
like 5,500.
5,500.
Yeah.
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 Okay. You can get a much clearer picture. I'm gonna go ahead and just clear the drawings. You
Oh,
can
I'm
get a
excited.
much-
I'm so nervous. All
Hang
right.
on. I said clear the drawings, game. You're not clearing the drawings. Hang on.
No.
All right. As you get closer, when you get to about the 5,500
we
miles,
got it.
you get a much more detailed picture. You see a small, or at least your sensors pick up a small space station.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult to get exact readings on it, but from what your sensors can tell you, because you rolled very, very well on it. Give me 1 second. I'm about to get you some basically what you see, what the sensors are picking up for you.
Okay.
Lucas is spinning back and forth in his chair, making sputtery gun sounds.
Oh my god, I'm so glad that the turret is far away from the pilot's compartment at this point. We're communicating via radio, but still.
All right. So basically, it's a small cylindrical outpost that is just over about 700 meters long. It looks, from what the sensors are showing you, you can't visually see it, but the sensors are picking up. This is an old station. It's a very old class of station. It was built. This kind of station was popular almost a century ago. Your sensors are picking up a fusion core that has been installed into it. However, it's not running at full efficiency because this fusion core is basically been installed into a station that was not designed to have fusion cores. On docked at the station, or at least very close to the station, you sense also 2 other ships about the same size of yours. Basically orbiting around the station. So you don't have a visual, so you're not quite sure what they are or where they are. But there is the space station itself. It is shielded, though it's impossible to know what the shields are. You can sense power running through the station to what could look like hard points, missile tubes, whatever. Could be anything, but you see power spikes.
Gotcha.
And so you see a station and 2 ships.
See.
We need to lure one of them to us.
Or we can just be patient. They leave. They come and leave all the time. There's no need for us to show them. My suggestion is that we just wait right here. We keep an eye on the sensors. Now, if we get another blip from our little probes further away, then I say we go and investigate, right? But until one of these little smaller ship blips veers away, I say and then we tail it for a little while, and then we strike.
I'm sorry, just my nerves and adrenaline's pumping.
Yeah, no, I understand. I'm not a combat pilot, so this is a first for me too. But if there's one thing I learned in smuggling, is that sometimes you have to wait and be patient for the right opportunity, right? You don't just barrel through the first gate hoping that the security guy is corrupt, right? You do your research. You wait. You take your time. We gotta do the same thing here. This cloak is a savior. They have no idea we're here.
Okay.
I say we just wait. It's like fishing again, right?
So, what's the end goal here? Are we just going to take out those 2 ships and call it a day, or do we have to take out the station?
I don't know. I say we'll see. Well, I'll say if we survive the first combat at all, all right?
Yeah.
One step at a time.
Yep.
Because if we are able to possibly disable or do something to the other ship so that it can't get away, and possibly commandeer it, we might be able to sneak our way onto the station.
From the looks of it, that station could hold 200 people, Isaac. I don't like our odds of 4 versus 200.
True.
I say we take care of the ships. Afterwards, we can always inform the CCW of the location, the exact location of this place. Have them mop it up.
Well,
True. What was the deal with Pa again? Was it we take care of it ourselves?
It was vague because the situation was vague.
Mhm.
What you were told was take care of the pirates. You can always get more clarification as information comes in, but and Sparky would let you know this too. You'd have to speak with Pa.
Fantastic.
By necessity, the deal was vague because we didn't have much to go on.
Yeah. I'm almost tempted to gather more information first, and see where things go. Possibly try and take one of them out, but
Yeah.
maybe if they don't move, if they're going to stay here for like a few days, we might want to skirt our way to the edge of the nebula and try and contact Paw. Possibly.
Sure, but let's do one thing
Yeah.
at a time here, okay?
Yeah.
Let's wait and see what these things do.
If one of them scraggles off, then we might have an opportunity.
Yep.
Hmm.
I do like the Scraggle idea. I also like taking one of their ships' idea. And I'm going to
Yeah.
put a third idea on there. One of our more creative types in one of our groups used to actually use vehicles as weapons, as in crashing them into each other. Usually he was drunk, but I think it would work here.
So what you're saying is, if we disable the ship and then somehow sent it hurtling into the station?
Okay, we
Work.
do need more information. Listen,
Mhm.
there could
Yeah, we
be.
need more information.
Xavier says, I just expected a fleet of ships. The very fact that there's a station here kind of makes me nervous, right? There could
Yeah.
there could be little tiny pirate families there, right? And I don't want to kill a bunch of kids because we just assume they're all bad in there, right? We know, like I said, let's just go with the first ship and see where that takes us.
Mhm.
All right, before we do any other long-term planning.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, give me a second. Okay, fine. I guess I don't know how to GM stuff, so I will just do this.
You've just been.
ba-da-ba-da.
I don't know how to GM stuff. I've been saying random words this entire time, and it's just been working out somehow.
No, I was gonna do a
Nebula.
GM roll, and it failed, so I'm just doing an open roll.
That's fine. We don't know what it means, so.
Right.
Three could be
The
good.
first day that you guys are in space, the blips do not move at all. You know enough by now. You know enough, Xavier, to know that there's a good, say, few 100-mile radius to where the ships could be docked. They could be around it. They're just not moving much, and your sensors wouldn't be able to pick that up. But they're certainly not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's the important thing.
Mm-hmm.
Any other blips from anywhere else in the probes?
No.
Okay.
So here's a good question. How long would you guys want to wait before you think you would want to take a different action?
I say 3 days.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree out of character. 3 days would be really nice.
Oh, poor Lucas.
Freaking
Right.
Lucas in the first 5 minutes just goes, I'm bored.
Well, do whatever you do when we travel, and I'll let you know. I'm not going to be zooming in this second, so you don't have to be. No one has to be at battle stations just yet.
Now I know what
God.
it's like to feel like to be a cop when you stake out something.
That's kind of what we're doing. Xavier
Yeah.
is like toying around on his wrist computer, keeping an eye on the sensors from time to time.
Alright, you guys do that. I'm gonna plan. I have a keytar to get.
Okay, you do your keytar thing. I don't know what a
Which
keytar
is, the
is,
key
Xavier
to this
says.
whole mission.
It'll pay off.
Yeah.
One of these pirates will be a keytar enthusiast. Well, wait a minute.
Whatever you're planning, Lucas, I hope it lasts 3 days. Because you guys wait patiently for 3 days. The ships, the station, nothing moves much of consequence in the course of 3 days.
Okay, so
This
here's
is
the. Mhm,
Ridiculous.
sorry. No,
Ugh.
it's okay. They're not going anywhere. That means they're not stealing anything. We were told to take care of it, right? So, how about these pirates are known attackers? Much like I suggested a long time ago with dealing with Snipe before he came up with another idea, we have their coordinates. We know exactly where they are in the nebula, right? We have detailed reports of sensors. We're just in a little slider. We're not a warship. We go to the closest CCW authority or Paw himself and say, there's your pirates. Right here. You can strike them and they won't even see you coming.
Do you really think that he wouldn't know that?
He wouldn't know what?
That they were here?
No, he doesn't. If he did, he wouldn't have hired us to take care of the problem.
Yeah.
He didn't even know they were in this nebula.
Okay.
It was information from Snipe that told us that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, look, I'm just throwing some things out here. I don't know.
Like, I know you want to get in a fight. I want to get in a fight too, but I also don't want to die.
No, I don't either.
We are not a warship. We're a striker. So, either other option is that we wait here for a little while longer, right? Or we go out of the nebula. We try to contact Paw. I don't know what we want to talk to him about. Being like, hey, do you want to give us details now that we've got this far? We could do that. I do understand Lucas is getting super bored. I can kind of sympathize. We can wait a few more days, but if we're really asking for combat, but out of character, I don't care. Xavier would probably push the let's have the professionals deal with this approach.
We waited 3 days to let the professionals deal with this.
To gather information.
Yeah.
And then let the professionals deal with this.
Mm-hmm. We tried to look for opportunity. The fish aren't biting. So now we get a good fisherman who has dynamite who can guarantee to get some fish rather than our little tiny lure.
And hopefully still get paid for it.
Yep.
Because we are taking care of the problem.
We are.
That's kind of why I was talking about contacting Paw first to ensure that we get paid first.
Yeah.
Very well. Very well.
Out of curiosity, though, Squee, Frontier Station, what's the next closest station around here? Or more specifically, where's the next closest CCW hub or sphere of influence?
Quite a ways away, actually. Frontier Station is where it is because there's not a lot of CCW interference. It would be about a 3-day trip to the closest anything that would be what you're looking for.
Okay. I think we can sweet talk Paw into being the information of exactly where they are and what they have is enough to get us that reward, frankly.
Yeah.
He has to realize that we're not. Did he want us to blow up his investment, right? No. He knows
Probably
we're
not.
smart. Exactly.
Plus, it could also work in his favor as well because it would. If we were to tell CCW, we're not technically tied to Paw on paper.
Mm-hmm.
So it could work to his advantage as well.
Yep. So yeah, we don't even have to go to Frontier Station to tell him purposefully, right? I say maybe we get a little bit further outside the nebula in case they got listeners nearby. But I say we go back, we collect all of our probes because those are valuable.
Mm-hmm.
We head outside the nebula, contact Paw, and go from there.
Yeah. I think that's the best course of action.
And you know what?
Forgive
Maybe
my
we'll be
haste,
lucky
Xavier.
maybe when we collect the probes, while we're collecting the probes, maybe we'll come across something
Maybe.
by themselves.
Xavier, forgive my haste.
No, it's okay. I understand. It's the adrenaline, but I mean, and Xavier will tap at like one of the walls of the cockpit. The only thing that's separating us in the vacuum of space is highly advanced, but can be breached by weapons pretty darn easily. I don't want to die in some weird nebula, never to be found again. That is a scary way to go.
You know,
Well-
this whole situation kind of brings up a kind of interesting thing. Are any of you trained in any kind of medical anything?
No.
No? Xavier?
Well, if your palms really hurt, I might be able to help you. But no, I don't have any sort of medical training.
Lucas?
I haven't come across any good scrolls lately.
Scrolls? What does that mean?
Magic.
Oh, I haven't learned it.
He doesn't
yet.
like
Excuse
magic.
me.
Well, are we talking in character or out of character? Because in character, Lucas has always said it. Okay.
That's what he's talking about.
Okay. All right. Wait, Xavier's gonna be like, whoa. I thought you said you hated magic.
Yeah.
But then now you're talking about collecting magic scrolls.
No. Scrolls like paper. You know.
You said
Scrolls.
magic, Xavier says. I have very good ears.
I'm the one that said magic.
Oh, never mind.
I think we're all suffering from some sort of dementia.
Yeah, we're
Anyways,
getting space dimension.
Getting back to the point that I was trying to make.
Uh-huh.
I know I'm supposed to be the muscle, but since I'm the only one on here that has any medical training, is it all right if I'm the, and he's going to make air quotes, doctor on board?
You want the title of doctor?
I know.
Ass-kicking doctor. I don't know. I like it.
But you're not a doctor. You're just a guy who knows. What? Sure, whatever makes you happy, I guess. You have all the guns, right?
Yeah. I also know how to stitch people up, and I can basically touch you and take away your pain.
Well, you know what? I know a few ladies who can do that too, but we won't get into that. And Xavier is going to start turning the ship around to collect those probes while we're talking here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
while
let's
we're
draw
talking.
him in.
The point that I'm trying to make is I'm kind of thinking of retrofitting one of our rooms into sort of a weight room type deal where the walls are kind of padded and the floor is padded so that if you have any aggression, you can take it out there. Because we're in a ship full of testosterone, okay?
Oh, come on. I can control myself just fine. I have a good release of testosterone. Now, if Lucas starts to get space dementia and he's going to bounce around everywhere, I think that's a good place to have a padded room. But I'm okay. I'm okay there, Tex.
What about Talibak?
I will find solace among the plants.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I grew up in a jungle. It's serene.
You'd rather not punch something?
I'll punch you.
Are you sure you want to do this?
No.
No. I'll be fine. I'm just... When you're about to get into a fight,
I understand.
it's hard for you to back down once you get all those chemicals going.
Yep.
I know.
Good old chemicals.
That's why I was talking about the medical profession.
Gotta
Never
love
mind.
chemicals.
Never mind.
Anywho, we collect the probes. Do we come across anything as we collect the probes? He asks, hopefully.
No, it wouldn't take you that long to collect the probes, so
all right.
No.
All right, so Xavier will start navigating ourselves outside the nebula, and I'd like to go a good, 300 miles, space miles, away from the nebula before we start any sort of long-range communication.
Just so you guys know, though, you're about 10 light years away from Frontier Station.
I don't know what the range of anything is.
No. Range isn't the problem so much as time lag. If you don't want to go back, if you want to have a live chat with Paw, you're going to have to get much closer.
Yeah.
You could send a message and wait and see if you get a response, but the idea is that it takes light time. I mean, it takes messages time to travel. So.
Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Help me out with fleshing out the world here, the space world, all right?
Okay.
So I'm sending... Say we just send a message from our location, right?
Right.
Would be using a radio skill, for example?
Yes.
Okay. So if we had radio scrambler, then we could encrypt the message, right?
Right, you could.
So, because anyone could probably, between here and us sending it to Frontier Station, anyone could pick it up, right?
Correct.
So we would definitely want to encode it somehow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fine, because I do have Radio Basic and Radio Scrambler, so I can scramble our message. So we can probably launch a pretty secure communication, just a message where we are, right? I don't want to waste any more time getting in closer in case Pa sends us a message back and says, "Oh yeah, totally, just kill a couple of them," you know? So I say I'm all for sending a message approach, right? Prevents us from having to double back.
Okay.
And in fact, you know what? While we're here, we might be very, very lucky and pick up a pirate entering or leaving the nebula too while we're waiting for these messages.
Okay, I'm going to, because I'm not finding anything whatsoever as far as how messages work, so I'm just going to go off of common sense here.
Yep.
I'm going to say that there's got to be a way to send messages that's faster than light. Otherwise, it would take 10 years for the message to arrive. So I'm going to say that there is a method where it's going to be about 10 minutes, a minute per light year.
Sounds
Sure.
good.
Now, and if I find a book that actually talks about it later on, we'll change it to that. But for the time being, we'll just go with that because no one wants to wait 10 years.
Then we'll definitely see a pirate come and go. We'll have beards. We'll eat each other.
We'll do it like this. What would you like your message to? We'll decide the message first.
Mm-hmm.
Then you can encode it and send it.
Okay. Do you want me to pitch something to you guys?
Sure.
All right. Found location. Found and confirmed location of pirates attack. Of the pirates you requested. Stop, obviously, or period, right? Mm-hmm. Encountered one, for lack of a better word, one jury-rigged station and 2 ships, period.
You could send your sensor information too if you'd prefer to do that as well.
Or send sensor. No, I don't want to do that yet.
Okay.
Would you, shall we return to Frontier with detailed sensory information on location? Or would you, okay, better way of saying it.
Deal with matters your way or something.
Yeah, let me try to reword. This is difficult. Just not having a conversation. Obviously, just leaving a message. If one of you guys have a suggestion, I'll take it.
No, we just make it simple. We tell them what we found and what would you like us, what would you do, or what would you like us to do. That's basically it in a nutshell.
Okay, fine. Yep, that message. Yep.
Pretty much that. Engage, not ask CCW. What should we do?
Yeah, options, suggestions, because we're at a loss. We obviously don't want to fight them because we could get blown up.
Yep. Mm-hmm. What we really want to know is is this enough for us to get paid? That's what we really want to know. So what's a good way of wording that? Is this sufficient? Is this sufficient information for reward?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Boom. All right.
Sounds good. Boom.
Uh-huh.
Shall I roll an encryption check?
Yes, please.
Whew. I succeeded
Wow.
by quite
All
a
right.
bit.
Fantastic.
All right. You definitely encrypt it. You send it. You guys have to wait about 40 minutes. And you get a response back that is Dwayne with a D. Or Drawlin with a D, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
For the familiar voice. We've received your message. Pa would prefer to speak to you personally on the matter to determine the best course to go from here.
Okay, let's fly friggin' back.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I won't. I'll waste as little time as possible. You guys fly back unless there's a reason why you'd want to do anything
No.
in between there. All right.
Straight back.
You're ushered into Paul's office,
Mm-hmm.
and he's sitting at his desk again, and he says, "It would seem we're visiting each other quite a bit lately. I'm not sure if that's a mark of your talent or simple chance."
I like to think it's talent.
So would I. You said you had detailed information on what you found.
Indeed. Sorry, it is, and I'll slide or transfer the data his way. Despite how good an encryption can be, this sensitive material really should just be something given from hand to hand.
Paul nods and says, very cautious.
Mm-hmm.
He plugs it into his computer, and the sensor information pops up, and he studies it for a while, and he says, "This explains a lot. Pirate activity in this region has been more organized than I would like. I am faced with a few options. Given that you're the ones that brought me this, I think it's only fair to lay those options before you. The CCW would not waste their time in such a remote system, especially one they know is, even if unofficially, under my control.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot be seen to act openly against this. I have no love for pirates, but pirates are part of a world that I must remain positive relations with, let's say. My normal means of handling such things are employing ones such as yourself, freelancers, which is why I made my original offer. I can see that this is beyond one ship's capabilities. So, I have two viable options. You already have a deal with me to take care of this problem. Your choice of 3 million credits or 10 million off your debt. I would still let that offer stand with one amendment, if you choose to take it. Any bounty received from such an endeavor, from the station, the ships, the loot, etc., would be considered yours to do with at your discretion, with no cut needed to deliver to me, in addition to what we had agreed upon. I understand that this is beyond your ship's capabilities, but there are always other freelancers willing to receive a cut or a share of possible spoils that you could look into.
So what you're
Or-
oh, sorry, go ahead. No, please continue, Pa.
Or, if this simply is not up your alley, I believe is the human expression, I can offer the task to another, and we will simply... Well, you should not get nothing for your trouble. I would take 1 million off our debt, and we would call it done.
Gotcha.
The choice is yours.
So a million credits for the information, or we hire our own slew of bounty hunters, get the full reward from you, and whatever bounties these guys might have on them, split amongst the us and the people that we hire.
Not just bounties, but equipment, ships,
Yeah,
anything of value in the station.
gotcha. All right. Well, we'll have to confer amongst ourselves, but we'll let you know which path we decide to go on, so you can take the proper steps there, Pa.
He nods. This is not a decision to take lightly, I understand.
Yeah.
Dwalin will be able to handle any further business.
Gotcha. Okie dokie. So I have to use the washroom here real quick, guys, but I will be right back.
Yeah, I actually have to myself, so.
All right. I will do the same.
Yeah.
Break time.
Yay!
Break time at the Three Galaxies. Did.
All all that traveling through space, I gotta take a leak.
Fantastic.
You got any suggestions?
Well, it's pretty straightforward. I mean,
I don't know.
we could choose to, go the whole hog of hiring bounty hunters, promising like 10% per bloody bloody bloody. And then we come out really far ahead, possibly, or we come out like completely destroyed because we lose in the firefight, or we hire the wrong bounty hunters, whatever. Or we could just walk away right now for 1 million off the thing, and then choose to do other stuff.
I was talking about the guitar, but yeah, that's cool.
Oh, I don't even know what to do with the guitar. I wasn't even paying attention with that part.
You know the freaking price on that thing?
No.
100,000.
Huh?
For a fucking
this?
guitar?
Yeah, for a guitar, 100,000 credits. That's ridiculous.
You better become Eddie Van Halen with that thing.
Are we giving you 100,000 credits to buy a fucking guitar? Because I think we have to put that shit up to a vote.
Yeah, no, that was one of the like lesser options. If you actually like looked into his room at any point, you'd actually see freaking like crayon freaking drawings, and it'd be like one of those like spider web things where there's like a circle and then like lines to things and whatnot.
Mhm.
Oh, Jesus.
Lucas, I could steal it for you.
That was one of my options.
Gosh, was Lucas making an outline for his plan?
Yeah.
And I proposed to steal it for him instead of giving him the money.
Here you go, no. It's too iconic to actually be stolen. It was
Sure.
something simple. Sure, it just
Okay.
doesn't work that way.
All right.
You know, Xavier will put in his 2 cents. Sometimes what's valuable to people isn't just credits, right? Sometimes people accept stuff in trade. If you find something that's very valuable to him, that's worth less than 100,000 credits, you could always exchange the two. You'd have to just learn more about what this guy wants and desires.
He wants to freaking be like to learn guitar.
Okay. So,
That-
mhm.
It's I would either have to spend time to actually do that with him, hire
Or an implant
somebody
chip.
else.
Implant chip. Surgery. Sure.
They can do that with knowledge.
Of course. I don't know if it's less than 100,000 credits. I haven't checked that recently, but yeah. Behavioral chips. A behavioral chip could probably make him a master guitar player.
What are we talking about? Planting chips and playing guitar.
Anyways, how about this? How about we worry about the pirates first before we do the great
Yeah.
guitar
I'm very
escape?
confused.
Now that we're all back, so yes, so we can either take the 1 million credits or we can put together a posse and go after some pirates. What would you
Yeah.
guys like to do?
Here's my concern.
Mm-hmm.
We obviously can't do it ourselves because of the risk. But who can we hire that we can trust that won't do us the same thing the pirates would?
Oh, well, first of all, we're lucky because everyone in Frontier, well, a lot of people in Frontier Station are looking for work, right? So we're in a pretty much like a buyer's market at this point, right? We don't have to pick the first couple people that come around, right? We can be selective. That's the first advantage. Second advantage is that there are bounty hunters. And all over the place. I mean, there's some people who just hunt pirates for a living. We come across a professional pirate hunter, there's a good chance they're not going to screw us over.
Well, there still is a chance that this that they could double cross us as well.
Yeah, of course, and there's a chance we can double cross them. We just have to feel it out, right? I mean, but here's the thing. Eventually some trust has to happen or business can't happen, right? I mean, I deal with stolen goods, right? Getting them from one place or another. Sure, do some people double cross you? Of course, right? But in order for anything to get done, someone's got to have to throw in some trust. So that's I mean, if you want if you want the 100% solution, then we take pause offer for 1 million credits. That's it. We want to make a little bit more money, we take some risk and we trust some people we don't know.
Yeah. It's really just, do we want to invest the time and also the risk to make sure that this thing happens, or do we want to just walk away right now? That's the question.
No, we shouldn't lowball ourselves.
And Xavier says, if they've been stealing stuff for all this time, and we have, even if it's really, really illegal, we just set up a guy who will buy stuff from us. No matter what its level. Exactly.
It is true.
It's true, right? So even if, Paul will take some of the stuff, but even some of the stuff is too hot for Paul, or he's too worried about CCW heat.
No, Paul's not taking any of the loot, like he said.
Yeah.
It's true. That's true. Suffice to say, there is a really big opportunity, and there's nothing like stealing from murdering thieves themselves.
Yeah.
I am inclined to that. I think it's worth the risk, as long as we get the right people, right? Now, do we think it's just 2 ships in a station? Probably not. We'll have to go under the assumption that maybe there are a couple more ships, right?
What we need is someone who can get in there disguised as something benign and get a better look.
Well, I mean, pirates and smugglers.
Just a suggestion, of course.
Well, okay, that is true. We could do the infiltration approach. We really could. Listen, Pa dealt with, some of his boys are probably still here on Frontier Station. We could always infiltrate their group. Alright? We could, let's call a spade, Televac. You're a thief and I'm a smuggler. Pirates tend to not mind our enterprises, alright? Now, does it mean they're going to like us all of a sudden? No, but we have some skills that they tend to like, right? So...
Okay, well... I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, so we have 2 options. We can take the I'll say the war approach, which is hiring some bounty hunters and just striking the station real quick. We know exactly where they are, right? We could hit them real hard. We could take a very military approach to this, right? Or we can do the slow and steady and infiltrating approach, right? Which is get one of us onto that station, or preferably all 4 of us onto that station for us to see for ourselves what's going on. So we have a lot of detail on exactly what's happening. And maybe even find an opportunity that we could take care of everything ourselves. Oh God, wouldn't that be amazing? We'd be able to get the loot and everything.
And we would know firsthand what they have and what their weaknesses and strengths are. I like this.
Yeah, I do kind of like... Well, what do you think, Lucas and Isaac?
Look, respond. I think I need to talk to Hart.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah.
You guys are talking about the pirate thing. Yeah.
Oh, you're still going on about the Keytar. Okay.
Okay, out of character, yes. I'd be totally up for infiltration.
Okay.
How about you, Lucas?
Well,
what do you think?
As far as I'm concerned, sure. Why not?
Okay. All right.
All we really need to do is just vent the atmosphere.
Assuming there aren't pirate babies on board.
Yeah, that's why we go in first and check out.
Okay, all right. So we've agreed that we're going to do the subtle approach, right?
Yeah. And that's
So
gonna be hard.
it is going to be difficult, but it is not impossible. So, first
Great
things
risk,
first, we
Great
have to
reward, right?
exactly. So we need okay. I have to think here. Well, we all have to think here of how we're going to get into that base. Okay. So we could either provide a service that the pirates need, right? So a mechanical. Oh my god. Oh my god. Maybe we could convince Hart to go on another adventure with us. And
Oh,
she's
No,
a mechanic.
no. We are not taking her to that station.
No.
I like the idea of a little bit of drama here and there,
Out of the
and it was
question.
great that we took Hart to
Yeah.
that other place.
Yeah.
But god damn it,
No. Yeah, no, don't put her in the den of pirates. Okay, gotcha.
Hey,
Paul just had a heart attack and he doesn't know why.
you know,
Yeah.
arms go numb for some reason.
I have a really really bad idea.
Okay.
Oh, we love those.
What if we try and either wait or try and find those pirates that would usually bring Snipe his materials and just say, "Hey, Snipe sold you the fuck out. We know where the fuck he is. We need to talk to your supervisor,
No.
your bosses."
No, wait. You're a
Oh.
genius, though. How about this? We're the new Snipe. Snipe's gone. They need someone to sell their goods to. Why not a professional fucking smuggler and thief?
Alright.
We're their new connection.
And we can get on bartering. We can actually get on negotiating terms.
Yes.
But how does that get us into the station?
Because I'm going to say, listen, I need to check out before. Snipe did this half-assed, and he got caught.
Yeah.
We need to see your operation. We need to see exactly what we have so we can quantify exactly how many goods you have, how much we can move, how much we need to ship to you, and how much we need to keep secret. We could bullshit our way through that. That's not a problem.
And we have a valid reason to be there and talk about this too.
Yes! We could be the new Snipe! I do
Uh-huh.
like the idea of waiting for them to be there, right? And try to blackmail them, but I think just blackmailing a small group of pirates is a good way to get in a fight, right?
Yeah.
But we could be the new Snipe.
So I'm an accidental genius?
No, see, there are no bad ideas. They're just ideas that we add on to, right? I don't know. I like that a lot.
See, all ideas are just diamonds and rough, you know.
Yeah, exactly. We're just
It's a really
polishing
good
this
idea.
shit.
I like
And
it.
we buffed out a nice little diamond here. I like it.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So who wants to be the new Snipe, and who? That's the big question. Who wants to be the face of this?
I'll look right at you.
Well, it's kind of your job anyways to be the smuggler.
Yeah, well, I am. That's true. I do have a bit of a reputation behind me. Plus, I have a way with words. Okay. I'm
And your trusted, talented crew. Yes.
Exactly. That's the other mistake that Snipe had. He did this all by himself. He got sloppy.
Yep.
We're a tightly knit team.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So
Okay.
first we gotta get the word out,
Yeah.
right? We have to do this. Now this I do know. We don't put up a nice little broadcast being like, "Hey, he's out of business. Come buy our stuff," right?
Screw over the intercom. Pirates.
Pirates. If any of you are pirates, we have a new store called Pirate Emporium.
You
Wait.
try to be subtle, like, not saying there are pirates here, but...
What's your new idea?
Has anyone taken Snipe's old store from him yet?
Ooh.
You can very
Ooh.
easily
Still there?
quickly find out that there was an electrical fire inside that burnt down a lot of items, but no one's taken it yet because it's, no one's wanting to buy a charred...
It's ours. It's ours.
How? Oh, Jesus Christ!
It's ours.
And we can tell these pirates that he got We could have run him out. We could tell the pirates we ran him out. He was an amateur
He was
operation,
He
and
was
we're
weak.
fucking perfect. Yes, and pirates love that shit.
We are strong. He was weak, and we crushed him.
It's a combination of your idea and my idea, Burn.
And you see, the best part is all we need to do is go to Pa and go, hey, we need this shop for a while.
Yeah,
under our name.
Do us a favor. Oh my God, yeah. One last favor, Pa. Just put this under our name. Let's not call it Starlock Enterprises in case this bites us in the ass. Right? We need something like a badass name like the Black Hand or some shit like that.
Now we can go into our dark names now.
Yeah. No,
And I'm
Space
excited.
baby.
God damn it.
The excursionist.
God damn it,
No!
Lucas. Okay, Lucas, I got a new character for you. You know how you really like being Admirable, what's his face? The one that got you laid? Now I want you to be the meanest, nastiest, darkest character that you can create. Do you think you can do that, Lucas?
I know he can.
You want me to be a punk? Or do you want me to be creepy?
Creepy.
Creepy.
I
You
do.
are the guy who's... help me out here, Xavier. Loose cannon.
He's a loose. No, Lucas is a loose cannon.
I got this down.
he's the mysterious guy that they don't know what he can do, what he's up to, right?
I
He's
like
that-
it, Burn.
Black Metal Works? Yeah, because it's a burn shop. I like it. Black Metal Works. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna jot this down.
Okay, so how about this? How about we split up? Someone takes care of setting up the shop itself, like setting up the new storefront, right? I do have a streetwise skill, so I and whoever else would like to do this too is start to very subtly spread the word that Black Metal Works is in town, Snipe is gone, we've taken over every aspect of his business, wink, wink, right? Just plant that seed first, right? And then see what shows up.
I have Streetwise as well if you need help.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And then what else do we need to do to set this up? We need to set up the shop and get the word out and just wait for one of these shady fuckers to come to us.
Yeah, we need to make sure that we tell Pa unless you want to actually buy the shop with our millions of credits, which we still technically need to spend 1.5 mil on rewiring for one day.
Yeah.
It would make things easier if we made it legit for ourselves.
It would. See, here's
Yeah.
the thing. Asking a Pa a favor is one thing, but if we really want to put ourselves as a professional group of individuals, we need to have some sort of money trail.
Yeah, we do.
So I say we put up the money ourselves.
Yeah.
How much would it be to actually
To
buy
rent?
the shop, Squee?
No, we don't need to buy it. We just need to lease it.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
Shop like that.
It's
Burnt to
burnt.
shit.
Yeah, it's broken.
It was a big shop, but it's burnt. So 20,000 a month. I mean, Three Galaxies is so weird because you've got the things like ships that are millions and millions of credits, but you still have, storefronts. It's going to be normal rent, I would think. So about 20,000 credits a month.
20,000 a month. Do you guys want to just start out with a 5-month lease and pay the entire thing up front? That way we actually have a place to hide if we really need to.
Not only that, but it makes it whoever wants to do some investigation to realize that it's not just a front for 1 month. Yeah, okay, I'm up
Yeah.
for 5.
All right, that will be 100 grand. So I'm
Okay,
going to mark that off.
We all need to come up with fake names because trust me, what we're doing is high risk. We cannot use our real names.
Gotcha.
Sure.
Could I be?
You want a creepy name, Lucas, remember.
I have total faith.
Okay, I'm doing my random name generator right
yeah,
now.
I can hear you. I can hear the silence
You
of
can
you
hear me
using that.
clicking.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Joel Wood. I will be Joel Wood. No, I like Joel. Maybe not Wood though. Joel. What's
Who
a
would?
badass
Joe.
last name? Oh no, wait a second. There's a bandit name generator. I like that.
Uh,
That has some crazy ones here.
Ooh, yes.
Eric the Menace. Hastings the Sly. Mace the Buster. Wacko Jacob. He looks over to Lucas. Wacko Jacob.
Jacob.
I thought you wanted to be creepy, not crazy.
Good point. Good point. All right. Amston the Shark. Ooh, I like that.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be Amston. Joel Amston, also known as Amston the Shark.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out shopping. I gotta get myself a get-up.
Hey, Squee, can I just go by anonymous name 1 because I can't think of anything right now?
Sure. When you think of something,
Yeah.
we'll retro it in. Sure.
Okay, fine. Okay, cool.
Bob.
I keep throwing in fun suggestions here if you want. You could
Well,
be.
I want my name to be more alien, more exotic sounding.
Oh, okay. So not
Yeah.
Klepto
Oh.
Quinton.
Yeah, nothing, no Bobs.
Brute Derek. Weasel Dominic. One-eyed Winward. Even though you have 2 eyes. Jarvis Crazy Eyes. Reaper Riley. Oh boy, I love it.
Oh, you can spend all day just humoring yourself.
Okay, yeah. Let's not humor myself for the entire day. Okay, so I got my fake name. No matter. But yeah, so our plan is, so I guess Isaac and I are gonna start spreading the word that, what's his name now? Snitch?
Snipe.
No, Snipe.
Snipe.
Snipe is gone. Amston
Uh-huh.
the Shark is back, and he's taking every part of his business over. Wink.
Mhm.
That's the idea. So that's and then I guess Televac and Lucas
Uh-huh.
will take care of the particulars of setting up the shop.
Yes, of course.
Sweet. DM, we
I'm
do
going
that.
out to get some clothes.
We do that.
Oh yeah, you gotta
okay.
get some clothes. Oh yeah, we gotta dress the part. Oh guys, should we all have like if we're gonna be an organization?
We need a
should
dress
all have
code.
we need a dress code, right? Like we should all dress like do we all want to be in suits? Do we all want to be in a certain color? Like what should dignify us as an organization working together?
Well, let's look at the name of our place. Okay, Black.
Black. So we should dress all in black.
Metal works.
Black.
So we
So we
should
can
dress
go
in
back.
black metal outfits.
Like Kiss.
No, listen.
I'm
Black?
kidding. Mow.
That'd be my character.
I'm Peter Chris. Sorry.
I'm muting myself.
What, David? Why?
No, I'm just saying it's like we want to stay with a motif. Okay, so
Yeah, I
black.
agree.
At least we can dress like that, but that's as far as I know. That's as far as I got.
Okay, well then I'm gonna put on a black suit then.
Okay.
I mentioned I had a black suit and a gray suit, so I'll put on my black suit. Oh, the
And that's-
GM's BRBs.
Yeah, guys,
Yeah.
I'll be right back. Just keep doing it, and then I'll be right back.
Keep doing it. Ooh,
Well, my profession calls for black clothing, so I got that taken care of. So
perfect.
yeah.
I need to go out shopping.
Well, you go shopping, homie.
And no neon greens and oranges.
I got a perfect idea.
What?
So, he's actually going to be like one of those. You ever see like in the like 90s when they had like futuristic punk stuff where like everybody would have like
Yeah.
ridiculous like clothes on. They'd have like patches of like rusted metals and stuff like that. It'd be
Paddings and
something
stuff
like
like
that. It would be
Uh-huh.
basically kind of like the suit the Fonz usually has, but
Oh
like
my
more
God.
like metallic stuff like
You
around
need a
him.
pompadour.
Jesus.
You need to get that. You need to use your bag of makeup tricks and give yourself a good dramatic pompadour.
Oh my God. Oh boy.
He also needs to go to the junkyard.
You can look
Not
like
specifically for his clothes, though.
I hope
you
not.
could look like Sleazy P. Martini from Gwar or something.
Oh boy. Piph is having fun with this character. That's good. That's good.
And I'm only encouraging him. I know. I
No,
can't
that's
help
good. No, there's
Yep.
nothing wrong with that. This is good. I like this plan. You know,
Oh,
this
yeah.
kind of makes up for us not fighting a pirate right away. Now we
Yeah.
get
it. Yeah.
to beep. Oh my God, this is gonna be awesome.
You can always fight, but when you plan something, that's
Yeah.
that's
Well, because we'll get to a fight down the road anyway. Darius Wilson. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm writing down these aliases. So Isaac is gonna be Darius Wilson. Lucas is gonna be Rusty.
Yeah, Rusty.
If anybody asks my last name, it's Knife.
Okay.
Are you gonna just bring out a knife and go, "It's this. This is my last name."
You will see.
I'm actually considering taking Anonymous as my name.
Annie. Little orphan Annie.
Annie Moose.
Annie Moose. Moosey Ann. Moosian. Or how about something that represents Anonymous, like Whisper or something?
I was thinking something along those lines and stuff, but my brain doesn't click to ideas as quick as y'all do. So
Well,
it takes me a little bit.
Dude, don't
I
even.
use a random name generator. I'm not that.
Fucking-
I'm not that much of a
Do you
genius.
know how many times after a session, like 10 minutes after a session, I go, "Fuck, I should have done this." Shit. Like even this last riff session, I was kicking my goddamn ass. I should have said this instead of letting other people say stuff. Fuck. It would have been amazing. But no.
No.
Do you
If you
still
want
need
an
more time to
alien-
plan, or do you have a?
If you want an alien name, Dave, it could
Yeah.
always be like an alien name like Stex or Kosh. So like Stex the Whisper or Kosh the Quiet.
Oh, but Kosh was so cool.
I don't know. I like
Azog.
stacks. I like
Babylon
So
stacks.
Squee, I need some price points. I'm going to be getting black makeup,
Mm-hmm.
the Fonz clothing,
Okay.
and also I'm going to be going to the junkyard to pick up miscellaneous things. And I can tell you exactly what they are once we get the other stuff down.
All right. The makeup, it's like, 20 credits. It's nothing big. The Fawn's clothing. Here's a question. Are you looking for original things, because that would be very expensive, or are you looking for cheap imitation knockoffs?
I'm not looking for the Fonz stuff. It's more
Right,
of
no,
the
but I mean,
special-
are you
The
looking
style.
for old style clothes that are actually authentic?
Oh, like spot on. This would be generally what the Fonz were. No, like
No.
this is-
I mean more like because there would be clothes from that time period that would fit your needs that would be rather expensive, but they're the actual kind of clothes that were worn like that. And then there would be, you can go to a tailor and get him to make something to your specifications that would be a cheap knockoff for a lot less.
Oh yeah, no, cheap knockoff.
Okay.
Generally, he's going to have that with like metal paddings and things like that. You know how like think about any sort of like '90s movie like Super Mario Brothers or something like that. It's just
Oh god, with like the little
random.
metal spikes and the jacket and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. I'm with you.
I'm thinking
tracking.
like Fallout's a little bit of Fallout there too.
You know the hilarious bit? I don't need to change clothes because I already naturally wear dark clothes.
Yep. Well, you see, we got our work cut out for us here.
The only
All right.
thing I'm tempted to do is possibly dye Isaac's hair.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely dye my hair too and get something to change the color of my eyes, whether they're color contacts or whatever technology we have.
All right,
Going on.
Lucas. To get yours get yours done express order. You're looking at 200 credits plus another 20 for the makeup. Now the junkyard depends on. Oh, was it the junkyard to get the metal things?
That and also to pick up very particular pieces of like. All right, so I'm looking for rusted pipes or anything that can actually be like put out to a sharp edge.
Okay, so very easy, common stuff to find. Heck, you can find that stuff in Hart's shop, and she just let you have it.
Oh,
You
sweet.
can find it here, where the burnt crap. That's
You could find it
Yeah.
in the bird supply shop. Yeah. In fact, that might be all that's left. No, but either or, Hart would just let you have hers, and
Right.
and you might be able to find some black and charred type things in the shop that you're now leasing from Pa. By the way,
Mhm.
it wouldn't be from him directly. Obviously, it would be one of his people, but but the point is, there would be no issue with getting a lease for however long you wanted.
Okay.
So Lucas, no cost on the junkyard and about 220 credits for the makeup and outfit.
All right.
Xavier,
Mm-hmm.
there are, and you'll see on the shopping list, there are tons of contacts. If you want just colored ones, they're going to be a lot cheaper. If you want to get basically, if you wanted to spend the money to get cool contacts anyway, you can certainly throw in like
Right
an extra
now-
1,000 credits and
Right now,
Get a
I'm
couple.
just interested in the color contacts.
got it. Colored
Yeah.
contacts, I mean, 100 credits.
Okay.
Yeah. How much is hair dye?
Oh god, like 5 credits.
Okay.
All right.
So yeah, I'm gonna dye my hair blonde, blue eyes.
All right.
What?
And I'm gonna go from blonde and blue eyes to black hair and brown eyes.
That's what I have. You know what? When
Dun,
we're
dun,
done, we're gonna
dun.
just look at each other and be like, "Oh, I guess maybe you know." No, we need to disguise ourselves, but I think that's really funny.
Yeah.
All right.
They just confuse you for each other.
Well, I don't have brown hair. I have black hair, but still.
Right.
Close. I have brown eyes. All right. Now we got that. So, Isaac and I were going to start going towards, and not just the frontier, but, sorry, what is it? Yeah, the main bar, but to everywhere. You know what? Like, we're going
Yeah.
to get the word out. And if
Right,
it takes us a
right.
couple days to do so, use their streetwise. We talk to the people who is going to spread things around, or they have connections, or they're gossips or whatever, and you let them know.
Okay.
That-
Isaac, Xavier, I know you have Streetwise. Isaac, do you have anything that you
I have
feel
Streetwise.
can help? Okay, you both have Streetwise.
Yeah,
Perfect.
that's why.
Then
That's
could
why I
you
went.
both? Yeah. Could you both roll me that?
Okay.
So let me double check my skill.
Did that work? Is that okay? 94, good sir.
Wow, it's almost like you're not from this area.
Oh, I do not do so great
You're
either.
not
I've
either. Who's gonna get their ass kicked if they roll 100?
I failed by 41. I failed by the amount of skill I have.
Okay, so this isn't as bad as it might look at first. Basically, all this means is that you
We're telling
guys
the
are
wrong
unable
people.
to find ways to expedite the process. As in, generally, if I want to get the word out, I should get to this person, that person. You can't find them. It doesn't mean you can't still get the word out, though.
Yeah, it just takes longer, or it takes more time,
Mm-hmm.
or it might take some money being changed hands to lull these people out of wherever the hell they are. Okay.
So what we'll say is, okay, I'll even say it this way because this would be a choice for your characters. You can do time, you can do money. Which do you prefer?
You know what? This might work to our advantage if we flash some cash around. It shows that we mean business.
Sure.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, okay.
Alright.
I say we go down the money route.
It's takes about 18,000 credits of flashing, but with such a large sum of money kind of changing hands, and it certainly gets the words. No, I'm sorry, I can't say certainly. You're fairly confident that if they're out there, they're hearing about
They're
it.
gonna know. Okay.
Yeah.
Nothing makes people listen more than money.
Okay. So phase 2 of at least the spreading the name thing is that every day, Xavier, now Joel Amston or Amston the Shark, will always be having lunch at a certain place during a certain time. Like, so we'll say he'll always have lunch at exactly from 11:30 to 12:15 at the Frontier. Okay?
Okay.
And so that way, he's gonna start having a routine. So if anyone wants to get a hold of him, they know where he is.
Makes sense.
Okay,
Mhm.
but yeah,
On the on the storefront, you guys are leasing the store for how long?
5 months.
Okay, and you're leaving the proper paper trails, and we'll say that. As for the day-to-day business while this is going on, because we'll say, this still takes a few. I mean, it's going to take a week or two to put all this together.
yep.
After the lease start, the day-to-day storefront area, what are your plans? Do you plan to have someone in there? Do you plan to have it open for business? What do you, or
Well-
just not worry about it? What do you do?
I thought Televac and Lucas were
Lucas.
going to be like cleaning up the shop, because that's gonna take more than a week to clean up
Right.
the shop.
Okay, but so the shop will have people in it. It'll be kind of quote unquote open.
You know what the
Forgive
best
our
part of
mess.
this? You know what the best part of this is that Xavier will be like, "Listen, I'd help you guys out, but I have a front. I got a character I gotta stay, and the boss man doesn't do the grunt work. So I'm gonna have my fancy lunch over at the Frontier."
In fact, while you are having your lunch, I am actually in the shop breaking shit. Trying to tear out like burnt stuff.
Oh, okay. So like,
I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Like, we just got
Making
that
more of a
in.
mess.
You gotta demo stuff before you put new stuff in.
I know
Lucas
what you
calls
mean.
security.
The way you just Lucas is
We got
security.
a crazy guy here breaking all of our shit.
Wait a second.
My name's on the lease too. No.
Dials back a month. Anyway,
Alright.
The
all right.
paddy wagon.
Okay, so you spread the word out. Xavier is in the Frontier at a certain time and every day.
Yep.
Lucas and Televac and Isaac are in the store, kind of cleaning things up. All right, this is important as well, given that you're going to be dealing with unsavory people.
Yeah.
If things go one way or another, what do you have on you?
I have my Walther PP style
Right.
gun.
Oh, you mean if we get into a fight?
Yes.
Me?
I got a freaking Tommy gun.
Nice.
A Tommy
This is
gun.
perfect.
I have a Derringer Thunder gun, 2 automatic pistols, and 2 revolvers.
I believe in the station you can only. No.
No,
that
That was the other station.
that
I
was
can
That
have
was Noble City, yeah.
I can have all of my SDC armaments if I really want to.
Pause less strict.
Yeah. Plus,
Okay.
if all else fails, I can just make bullets with my mind.
Oh yeah. I probably should name off my other ones. I have pipe-like objects as well, a knife, a hand axe, as well as various metal pipes that also have pointed ones as well.
Nice.
Rusted ones that I've gotten from the junkyard.
And Miss Fussy Bottom.
I mean, like, if you wanted to name off my entire list, yes.
I was just saying I would count her as a weapon. No, and Talivek, what about you?
Yeah, I'm going straight ninja. I just want to have like a black, like a baklava over my head,
Okay.
and just the eye slits. That's it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna have my cloak, my SDC armor, and I'm gonna have my katana on my side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, let me set the scene. After, we'll say, about 2 weeks. After about 2 weeks, sorry, I just thought of something, but I'll deal with that later.
That was a thought sound? All right.
Yeah. That was
after
like I
about-
love ice cream sound. Ice cream.
After about 2 weeks, it's close, Inferno. No, after about 2 weeks or so, right around the time that Xavier is having lunch, a little bit before, but when he's in Frontier, you guys, you other three are in the shop, cleaning things up, and about 6 guys kind of meander in. Well, no, to the shop.
Oh, to the shop. Okay.
Meander into the shop. And they look like pretty much the normal riffraff of the station. They've got some ratty clothes on. They're obviously armed. Some have rifles. Some have pistols. A few have melee weapons. They kind of just walk into the shop and start picking things up, looking at them, throwing them on the ground. A couple leans up against the counter. One of them, who is a bit taller and bigger than the rest, says, "Anyone in here?"
How can I help you?
Ah, yes. So there are people in here.
By the way, just to make sure, for visuals out of character, he's going to come out to the counter, put his hands on the counter, lean over, and he is 6 feet 3 inches.
Got it.
So he is
So the
pretty
guy
large.
does have to kind of look up at you. Got
Yeah.
it. He'll look at your size and he'll go, no, just we're just here to
For what?
keep you company. Our boss is gonna have a little talk with your boss, and we're just gonna stay here and be friends. And as he does that, he kind of taps the weapon that's slung on his back. That's not a problem, is it?
I don't
Only
know.
if you make it a problem.
No. Well, and he picks up one of the burnt pieces on the front desk and says, "No, I'm the kind of guy who likes to." And then he kind of looks at you and then drops it on the floor so it breaks. I've got urges, a little twitchy, so let's all be nice.
Can I try something?
Yes, you can.
Oh, I hate that voice of yours, Piph.
So, what I would like to do, since I haven't acted yet, I would like to try to blend in with the background so they haven't seen me yet.
Mm-hmm.
I do not succeed. I miss by 19.
Okay. As you try to blend in the background, you hear, "Hey, who's that over there?"
See my character like standing towards, like he's facing towards the wall and hasn't seemed to like moved a freaking muscle once he said, "Hey, that guy." And you see him slowly bend over backwards to look at him. It's just-
Like you have your back to him and you're bending all the way backwards to look at him. Oh my god. Okay.
Okay. The guy goes, "What the hell is wrong with your friend over here? It's creeping me out."
It works.
Without-
It works. Sorry.
Still keeping eye contact, he's going to contort his body so it's actually like facing towards him. He's going to raise up the rest of his body, still staring wild-eyed at him.
He's going to like he's gonna pull his gun that's in his hand. He's gonna wave it in general direction and go and look at Isaac and go, "Hey, whoa, hey, no, whoa, your friend is freaking me out."
And he's waving it at me.
No, he's waving it at Lucas, but he's
At
looking
Lucas.
at you.
Okay,
Yeah.
as ooh,
I got an idea.
Okay. Yeah. What's up?
All right.
what's your idea?
They're focused on Lucas, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna steal something from all these guys.
Is this the best idea? The voice of Xavier asks inside your head. No. I'll shut
Okay.
up. I'm not
All right.
there. I'll shut
There
up.
is one near you, but they're all looking at Lucas. So go ahead and roll me.
You get a 100. I'm gonna disown you. You're out of the group.
Roll me your skill. Your
No.
pickpocket skill.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me correct myself. Make sure I got the right percentage.
Odd one. Odd one.
Yeah.
Roll a 1.
Um,
Roll a 1.
Okay, God, here I go. I just feel like doing something retarded. Okay.
You're on the cusp of our plan, and you want to do something, quote, retarded, unquote.
And that
Also-
is the start of the death of the party. No way.
Don't forget, Squee, I have Sixth Sense. Just in
I
case
understand.
shit flies off. Okay.
No, I understand. I need to know what happens first.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! It's not a huge failure, but it is a failure.
How much did you fail by?
Out of 45.
So 7.
So yeah.
All right.
Damn, it would work. Shit.
All right.
Ironically, this won't have any
You're-
effect with me in this conversation with this guy, so that's kind of
yeah.
good.
Your character, he's good enough at his job, and he didn't fail by much. So he failed, but he failed still in such a way that it makes it look like he bumped into the guy. In other words, you failed to succeed at the pickpocket. He certainly noticed you, but there's failing, and then there's failing in such a way that it's obvious what you were trying to do, and you're not there.
Like your hand is still in his pocket.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Yeah. It wasn't that bad.
big boy.
So basically, you bump into him, and he pushes you away and says, "Hey, hey," and kind of puts a finger up, and things are getting pretty tense. So you've got one guy kind of waving at Lucas and looking at it, going, "Your friend's freaking me out here."
It's like
He
you're
is a
checking
bit
out my
strange.
bunch, and I'm checking you out.
He is
The
a bit
leader,
strange.
And
who's
I'm kind
in
of
front
back
of
up.
Isaac.
Let me finish.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Let me finish. I'm not done. He is a bit strange, but let him be. And he will raise his hands up from the counter and point at him with both hands. Kind of like a gun motion. So he has finger guns pointed at him.
And I will slowly back up out of the way.
All right. The leader kind of looks at your handguns, gives you this face of like, really? And then says, "Let's just all stay calm. We wouldn't want this to turn into a bloodbath."
You just hear us. You hear this from the back of the room. Oh.
Oh god.
We can weird our way out of a situation.
Yes. Okay, here's what happens. The guy that's in front of Lucas starts snapping his fingers at one of the other guys. Hey, Franklin, come here. And then Franklin goes over. And he the guy who's in front of Lucas is kind of like flustered. So he kind of points from Franklin to Lucas. You keep your eye on him. Dude, it's freaking me the fuck out. And he starts walking away. And Franklin starts looking at Lucas like Lucas is about to spontaneously combust or something. So, do any of the three of you decide to resist this stalemate? Or are you going to...
All I will simply say is,
Mhm.
for the final time, we will not start anything unless you do. Keep yourself in check, or I will be forced to use these. And he will shake his fingers again.
I'm trying to keep the eye contact with the person watching me, and I'm going to slowly lick my upper lip.
You know, I said creepy,
That
and you 100% commit.
Yes.
So seeing this, Franklin. hey, Sam, come here. Watch this motherfucker. And as Franklin starts walking away, no one wants to watch Lucas. So basically, everyone's kind of keeping their cool. They're not starting anything. You guys are not technically starting anything. So, is it safe to say we can move this to the frontier?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was just having too much fun with that.
Oh God.
That's good.
So, Xavier, what are you eating or drinking?
I think I'll have myself. Xavier will have himself. I know what's really on the menu, but anything that is crab or lobster like.
Okay. Oh, so you're having like a lobster lunch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Okay.
a nice glass of white wine.
Nice.
Or
Okay.
whale or whatever.
Are you facing the door?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay. You would notice a guy come in, and you notice him because he's dressed fairly well
Mhm.
for a guy, for a bloke.
Mhm.
He's got a pair black trousers with a red stripe down the sides. He's wearing a white shirt with like a black kind of overcoat, almost like a Han Solo type coat.
Mhm.
His hair's fairly well kept. He's fairly clean. He's got a pistol on his hip, and he walks right up to you with a purpose, right up to your table. He doesn't introduce himself or anything. He sits down, and unless you stop, of course, stop him. He drags your plate over without a word and starts eating off of it.
And Xavier, well, I'm gonna say, well, never mind. Xavier will kind of get a bit of a smile, and he'll say, "It goes pretty well with a white vintage. I can get a bottle for us if you prefer."
He doesn't respond at first. And after about 10 seconds or so of chewing, he closes his eyes and he goes, that is good.
Sure is.
So, you're the one that took out Snipe.
Oh, I don't know who took out Snipe. I mean, I hear that he had some sort of crazy electrical fire and no one's ever heard from him.
Yes, a crazy electrical fire.
Yeah.
I see. You've been trying really hard to get my attention. Why is that?
And at this point, Xavier will give a very, very wide smile. And he says, "Do you know what a shark is?"
Fish of some kind, I've heard.
Yeah, it's a fish. It's a predator. Lots of teeth. But you know what their best ability is? Is that they can smell blood a mile away. And that's what I did. Me and my crew, we smelt blood here at Frontier Station. And that the bleeding little morsel was Snipe. He was weak, he was unorganized, and frankly, it was in over his head. Now, Snipe isn't here and I am. I didn't know if I was trying to get you specifically, but yeah, I'm looking for business. I'm looking for a partner. I'm looking for a way to make money. Are you that guy, or you just the guy who's gonna eat my fucking lobster?
He puts another forkful in his mouth and considers you as he chews, and he puts the fork down and he says, "You talk well, I'll give you that. But I've got a bit of a problem now. I knew Snipe. I don't know you."
Yep, and I don't know you, but what you will know is results, and what you will know is cash. So, how about, since we're on the first date phase, I offer you a proposition. Okay? Why don't you give me something to sell? Something small, something simple. Right? Nothing that's all that big, nothing that'll cause a lot of tension, and nothing that you will miss if things get loused up. If I sell it and I give you a nice big profit from it, then we take the next phase in our relationship. And that next phase is something that I would request. And that request is so I can get to know you better. How does that sound?
He again considers your words. And he says, "That sounds like a bunch of pussyfooting around to me."
Well, you know what they say, you are what you eat. So,
You want to deal with pirates?
no, I want to deal with you if you got something to sell me.
Like I said, you're a smooth talker. I'm not. So, let me do what I am good at.
Okay.
You want to do business with us? That's good because, well, you shut down our business and that's bad. Now, if you can replace it, I don't care. But like I said, I don't know you. I don't trust you. And until I do, we got a problem. I'm not the type to take small leaps of faith and give you an item and get an item in return and hold hands and snuggle. So here's what's going to happen. My men are in your store right now. They're going to take your friends to my ship. You and I are going to finish our lunch here, and then we're going to join them. Then we're going to go for a little ride, and we're going to see just how trustworthy you can be. We like what we see. Maybe we'll do business. We don't. And he kind of leaves it hanging.
So, let me get this straight. You're going to take us. Obviously, you need us, right? So, that's fine. And, but you're going to test us pretty much, aren't you?
You could say that.
Okay. Well, and Xavier will ponder for a moment, and as he does so, he'll take a big drink of his wine glass. And when he's finished and when he empties the glass, he'll say, well, you can't get any business going without at least a little bit of trust. Let's go. My men can take care of themselves. And I can too. Frankly, you want business, and so do I. So, if this is the way to earn your little trust, let's do this.
He again looks at you, considering. And then he slowly, non-threateningly, but slowly draws out a knife. And he slides it across his palm. And then he turns his hand upside down and starts to let it drip on the lobster. And he says, "Now you smell my blood. And you see that I am not weak. I am not Snipe." And then he stands up and motions for you to follow.
I stand up and I say, good. Because I can't stand weakness.
You hear a
All right. So, as we're walking out, I'll be like, is there a way for me to communicate to my men to let them know to come along? They're not the type, since we both don't enjoy weakness, they're not the type that like to be bossed around unless it's by someone they know.
He gives you a sideways glance and then basically pulls out a radio with his still bleeding hand and says, "Lick." And then in a second, You hear a voice come back. Yeah, boss? Give the radio to one of them. Give me a second. While Isaac's 1, Lucas is 2, Talavic's 3.
Oh dear God! Please don't be 1. Please don't be a 1. Okay, good.
Lucas, you're handed a radio.
No, I thought Lucas was 1.
Isaac is
No,
1. Lucas
No. No. Okay. Oh Jesus.
So
All right.
they're gonna
Yeah.
have to approach me.
Lick, who is the guy who is now watching Lucas, who looks to be the youngest of the group, slowly steps towards Lucas and reaches the radio out to him with the pistol in the other hand.
Luke's is like, the closer he gets, the broader his smile will get.
Oh my god. He says, just take the radio, you creepy bastard.
And he's going to like bend forward with his body without moving his arms, and then going to slowly reach up for the radio.
He does like the Michael Jackson lean.
Yes.
Right. As you take the radio, he kind of just flinches a bit and then backs up. Mumbles something behind it under his breath. And then the leader hands the somewhat bloodied radio to you, Inferno.
Okay. I'll pick up. And you say, "Hey,
Hey, boss.
hey, Rusty. Do me a favor and have you, Darius, and Steck follow the boys. We're gonna go for a bit of a ride. Don't worry. It's all this will work out for us."
Another ride. Of course.
Yeah. And with that, I'll hand back the radio to this fellow, and he'll be like, "So what do I call you?"
He gives you another sideways glance as you walk. My name's William Bonney.
Okay. Got a nickname or anything like that? I just call you Will.
You call me whatever you want.
All right. Well, hopefully, by the end of this, I'll call you a partner.
We'll see.
Oh, yeah, we will.
Lucas
Right,
is going to stare at the one who gave me the walkie-talkie.
Yeah. Lick is kind of looking at everyone else like with the questioning, like, am I supposed to be taking this back?
And Isaac is, Lucas is going to be, is going to then quickly, like, rub his face on the freaking radio and, like, take a... Looks like we're going to be traveling companions.
You're doing great for a reputation, and that's not sarcasm. This is awesome.
Hi. Let's see here. Oh God. Okay. No one takes the radio from me.
Sweet radio.
Takes the radio. All right. So do you all go to? Do you all follow or allow yourselves to be led?
Sure
Yeah.
do.
All right. You are led to Docking Bay 6. The mythical.
Oh.
You're led to a ship that is somewhat familiar by now.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same ship that Snipe gave you what information he could on. At first glance, you can assess that he wasn't too far off. At least Snipe knows ships. And you all are.
Creepy, not wacky.
You are all ushered aboard the ship.
Okay.
At which point, you all obviously enter the ship. Yes. I should ask.
Mhm.
Oh, yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. At which point, the ship ramp closes behind you, and William Bonney points to a footlocker and says, "Your weapons."
Hold up a second.
Uh,
Hold up a second. Are you gonna put your weapons in there too?
He laughs a little bit and says, "There are 16 men aboard this vessel, all trained killers.
Yep.
We don't have to put our guns away."
Exactly. And by that same fucking logic there, William, you got, whether we have weapons or we don't, you could kill us at a moment's notice. So what's the fucking point? Alright? You said you don't like bullshit? Neither do I. And you never tell a man to take away his weapon unless you plan on fucking him or killing him. Do you plan on doing either to us?
Roll me a convince check.
Yeah. Alright. This is what I can do! Yeah! Out of a 70. Out of a 70.
Bonnie gives you a grin and then just starts walking towards the bridge.
If Xavier will give, he'll quickly just turn around to the rest and kind of just give a eyebrow look, just like a quick, whoop, we're really in it now, before we follow along. With the very least, I follow along.
I'll go over to you.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's got some respect, and I think you scared him.
Yeah. We just gotta be hard as fucking nails. That's what they're gonna
Yeah.
respect. Alright. I'll follow him wherever he wants us to head off, or wherever he wants us to chill.
All right. He'll well, you guys will kind of be led into the bridge of the ship. The ship is a little bit bigger than your slider. It is a bit rather old and rusty on the inside. Obviously, the men who are on the ship don't really bother much with cleaning, but you can tell that it is well armed. And the bridge is actually a bit larger than what you're used to for ships like that. It's an older design before they kind of streamlined these types of ships. It's clear that it is an older ship, but when it starts taking off, you can tell that the ship may not look like much, but its engine sounds smooth. And its controls, Xavier, you can tell from watching the pilot, its controls are responsive.
Yeah, cool, good. During the journey, Xavier might just make a few comments in regards to the ship. Very, very subtle, casual things, just to kind of show that he knows what he's talking about, but not so much to really, devote a conversation to it.
All right. So, the ship exits the station, and they set a course, and they start traveling at light speed. The entire time, no one has said a word to you.
Okay.
What's
What's the vibe in the air?
Very tense.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Televac also posted something in the chat.
Okay.
I'm doing it very subtly, though. I'm not just like holding it up like a pizza. I'm just like, just handing it like down by my waist and just looking at it periodically.
Do me a we're gonna say a concealed weapons check, because it's the same basic concept. You're trying to conceal something from people's awareness.
Okay.
because you would have to activate it and use it without people seeing. So I would definitely say, yeah, just give me a concealed weapons check
Conceal. Oh well,
or
I don't have
a concealment check.
concealment. Okay, and that's with no bonuses. Oh, because. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm actually doing it. Okay, I
Right.
got you. Okay. Woo!
Wow.
Yeah.
Yay! People
Yeah,
can't
They
say
don't
I'm
know
set a
anything.
Alright.
dice
shit.
game tonight. Jeez.
They don't know shit.
Okay. You managed to pull a scan off of the ship without them noticing. Now, you don't know what the scan shows yet because it's not like you can look at it.
Yeah.
But keep it in your metaphorical pocket because you got a scan off of the ship and no one noticed.
Cool.
All right. So, it takes about 2 hours. During which time you guys are welcome to do what you will. No one's going to engage you. The atmosphere is going to remain tense, and if you want to do something during those 2 hours, let me know.
I just have a very brief role play, just to speak with the other fellas, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Xavier will say, I guess now that we have a little bit of time on our hands, how's the shop coming along? You managed to get rid of everything that's burned yet?
What have we done? What did we manage to do?
There's still probably some wiring that we have to take care of and walls that need to be torn down and shit.
Okay. I
Dude
guess
really
we...
did a number.
Yeah, I guess, a little too thorough, but that's okay. The cost will even out in the end.
Well, he wasn't planning on leaving it pretty for the next person.
Squee, are we in like a holding pen, or are we like out in the open with the?
No,
guns?
you're on the bridge.
Yeah, we're on the
Oh,
bridge.
we're on the bridge.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
I would like to. I'm thinking of while I'm talking to Xavier and the rest of the group. Would it be safe to say that I would have a coin of some sorts?
I suppose it would be safe to say, sure.
Like, I mean, are coins rare? Just pieces. of
Not
metal?
where you come from.
Yeah, not where I come from. That's true. Let's just say I have a coin and I'm
Yes.
flipping it and constantly catching it.
Okay.
So there is the noise of ping, catch in midair.
Oh god, that just
Catch
makes
in
things
there.
even more tense. But yeah,
Yep.
no one really says anything. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough.
Anyone else?
Xavier,
Yeah?
I got the ship scanned out, and I tapped I tapped to the machine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's wise to look at it now, but I'm just letting you know.
Just give a subtle nod.
Mm-hmm. And that's it.
All right. So after about 2 hours, one of the pilots, Captain Bonnie, we see it on sensors. And Captain Bonnie says, "Good. Come out 1,000 clicks from it. And give me a reading. Put it on the screen." The pilot does so. And you drop out of light speed. And on the screen up in front of you is displayed a merchant vessel.
Mm-hmm.
A smaller class vessel. Probably not much bigger than your slider, but much more built for cargo. A few weapons, nothing great. Captain Bonnie looks at you and says, "You want to deal with pirates? You gotta show that you understand what that means. Go be a pirate."
If I wanted to be a pirate, I would be a pirate. We're a very specific group of merchants. But this is what it takes to earn your trust. And at this point, I would like to know a little bit more details about the circumstance, all right? So the four of us, William, Bonnie, and the pilot are in the cockpit, correct?
No. The four of you, William, Bonnie, the pilot, and the 6 people who came into your shop.
That's a lot of fucking people.
So this is a spacious, obvious. This is a pretty big
Yeah.
bridge, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, as I said before, the bridge is a lot bigger than you're used to. Yes.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. No worry. Yeah, it's no slider. All right. Okay. So Xavier will ask, "Is it okay if we do it my way, or do you have a specific methodology you prefer?"
Bonnie
Method.
raises an eyebrow and says, "No, let's see your way."
Okay. Well, Xavier will look to the rest of the group and he'll say, it's simple yet effective. You got... Where's the comms on this thing?
Bonnie just points to the comm console.
At this point, Xavier will push the button and try to open a comm with the merchant vessel.
All right.
Merchant vessel, please jettison all your cargo right now.
You hear a response a little bit scared. I can't do that. I need this cargo.
No, what you need to do is keep breathing. You can jettison the cargo, it's very simple. You don't want the alternative, trust me.
Roll me a convince check. And
Can do.
10%, add 10 to it.
Add 10, so make it harder by 10.
Mm-hmm.
Still succeed by a considerable amount.
Wow.
Sweet.
Nice job.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right.
Maybe it's the tone in his voice to realize that he means business.
You, after a moment, you hear on the radio. All right, look, I'm dropping the cargo, okay? Just, look, I've got kids, man.
Just space it and leave. That's it. That's all we want. I don't care about you or your fucking kids. Jettison it and then get the fuck out of here. Now.
With that, the ship jettisons its cargo, which is several containers. Of course, you can't tell what's in it.
Mm-hmm.
It gets jettisoned, and it starts revving up its engines
Great.
to fly away. Bonnie says, "Wait till it gets 500 feet away from the barrels and space him."
Xavier will raise a hand a second. He goes, Whoa. Hold up a second. Are you serious? We just got free loot without a single shot fired. We didn't waste a single missile, a single round of ammunition. Him living, him dying is going to bring so much more heat on you. Him alive, he's nothing. He means nothing. You've been caught 100. You haven't been caught last 100 times. Just take what you got. Leave him alone. Jesus, do you really want to bring Paw's heat on you? This is what fucking Snipe would do. I thought you were smarter than him. I thought I was dealing with fucking professionals here.
Bonnie looks to his pilot and says, "Do it." And as the pilot opens up on the ship, he turns to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. If you decide to act,
Well, I think this is a point where we, as the group, might decide to act.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how about this? He'll say something as the gunner's getting ready, so I'll still allow you to
Okay,
act before
all right.
something happens if you want to. But
Okay.
let me. He'll say this. He'll turn to you and say, You're on the ship with me. You've spaced him with me. Now, we're in business together. And then,
Xavier will be like, I thought you said I could do it my way. Are you a man of your fucking word or what?
You're not gonna have. I mean, like, just letting you know as a GM, not gonna have time to say something that
Thanks.
long.
Okay. Then never mind. Then, guys, do we take a vote? Do we kill these motherfuckers before they shoot this poor guy?
Tempted to.
No, we have to. It's either that or we let them blast him. Now, I doubt that they're going to space him. Here's the other option. We let him take a shot. I doubt they have the weaponry. Wait. Well, let's decide this real quick, tactically speaking.
We are outnumbered, of course.
We are outnumbered, of course, but wait a second. I'm assuming this merchant vessel isn't made of fly paper. It can probably take a shot or two, right? So I could still probably say something to him without it being spaced into dust. You know what I mean? So I could still try to rationalize with the guy. But we can also decide to act. But here's the thing. We cannot... It's one thing to rob the guy with the realization that we're going to stop these guys in the future, right? But we cannot be complicit in a murder.
No.
Yeah.
We just can't.
Right,
That makes us 100% pirates, which breaks our contract and makes us scummy fucking people, right? Which means we take the bridge.
Seal off the bridge for one.
Yeah.
Which I could probably do.
Here's the thing: we have to decide whether we want to act or we want to talk. We can try the one last Hail Mary talk maneuver and then fight. But it's also getting relatively late around here. I don't want to start a huge combat.
Yeah, I hear you.
Well,
I'm gonna slice the hand off of the person who goes for that button.
We could do this too. We could kind of close the session off here, and you guys could take the week to kind of discuss things.
Quick.
I can also get you guys maybe like more specifics, like where is everyone? What's everyone's position at this moment?
We can at least get set up. Yeah.
And then you can take a week to plan your next few moments, which are obviously very important.
Yes. Because this is our first real fight.
Yep. Oh, it's potential first real fight. Yep.
Well, I don't see it. I don't see us shaking hands.
Yeah, it is possible. I mean, he did. One personal hope is that, like, we'll do it your way, and now he's saying we're not doing it my way. Xavier can call him on his bullshit in regards to that, but I don't. It's a Hail Mary. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not a guarantee, and I don't think this guy gives a shit. But it's worth a shot. We could, but in the week we could think of something to say real quick, but.
Well, you only got one chance and one roll, and then it's on.
Exactly. The really nice thing is that even if we start a fight, we don't necessarily have to kill everybody.
Oh, I plan on it.
Well, hold up a second. They do outnumber us considerably. Yeah. Exactly 4-1, that is. So that's difficult. Secondly, though, I mean, our main objective is just to stop the pilot from firing, right? Everything else could be talked about, right? So even if it's just pushing the pilot off of the button, sure, it's going to cause some bad blood, but it buys the guy some time. All we really need to do is buy the guy enough time to get away. We don't necessarily have to kill everybody. It's not an all-or-nothing proposition.
I could possibly at least distract the pilot.
Yeah. This is something that we can probably talk throughout the week on a specific plan, but I just wanted... it's not a binary choice where it's we let the guy die or we kill every single pirate, right? There are a lot more subtle decisions in the way, right? But we are all in agreement, right? We do not want this guy to die, and we must do something to prevent it. Okay.
I can also let you guys know, because you brought up a very good point, and I will let you know this as well. The weapons on the ship, because you would have gotten a decent enough look to know, at the very least, what class weapons the ship has, what you're dealing with. The type of weapons on the ship, and the average types of shieldings and damage that a merchant vessel like that could take. You're talking, it's going to take a few volleys. The ship cannot blow it out of the sky in one shot. It's
No.
going to take a concerted, concentrated effort of fire to literally blow it out of the sky.
Mhm.
So you will have. It's not like if you don't do anything this next second and they fire that button, this ship's dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before I stop recording, before we end the session, then I have one alternative thing, right? Which is we're tough guys, right? They respect strength. And when they told us you could do it your way, we expected them to honor that, right? So we're going to make them do it our way. And in the end, if there's bad blood, if we don't do business, that's fine, right? But we're going to show that we're not just a bunch of pussies gonna be, being pushed aside and being like, yeah, right. So we're gonna exert some force, right? But and I think maybe Xavier can spin it with, listen, you said you could do it our way, and I don't like liars. If we're gonna if we're gonna do fucking business, but we can hash out the details with that. But that's one.
And I am
option.
ready to sever anybody who goes near that button.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
I have several tools at my disposal. I could, at an instant, will my guns to my hands in a split second. They literally leap to my hands as if it was two magnets attracted to each other. And I also have that coin. One of the things about Side Slingers is they are known for carrying coins and different kinds of things so that they could telekinetically throw them, because I have telekinesis, at people to distract them. I could just launch the coin at this dude, this guy's head, just to distract him so he doesn't press the button.
Sleeves, yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of tricks up our sleeves, which is good. The thing is that I say one option, I'm kind of liking this now, is that we get violent, we show force, but it'll be better if we don't actually kill any one of them if we want to just show that we mean business. Like, we are a crew, we take care of our fucking selves. When you say we can do something, we get to fucking do it. You don't get to determine what we do, right?
Oh, I can maim. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying
Honestly,
maim. I'm not saying don't hurt them.
Honestly, what I want to do is, depending on how far away I am from the pilot, will my guns to my hands, point one and press the barrel against the pilot's head, and then shoot the leader in the leg, or something similar.
Even
Like
just
point
a
in
show
his
of force,
face.
they're putting sticking in his face. Yeah, I like that. I like that idea. That works. That might
But,
make him think twice.
I hate to be the downer here, but I gotta go.
Yeah,
it's
well,
definitely
we're
something
ending.
we can definitely talk about later on
sure.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.